A Jack Daniel's swilling, pizza-eating, dog-hating, whore-using, cocaine-abusing, hairy-back, big-belly blowhard from New Jersey. The fat little bastard known as Artie Lang!
Hey everybody, this is Joe Matarese. You're listening to the Artie Quitter podcast. I'm sitting here with Dante Nero, Ryan Reese,
hey,
and Paul Morrissey.
Hey.
And Artie Lang is somewhere in his room, and he overheard Dante giving these guys dating advice, and he sent some telepathic word out to Dan Filato to keep going. I'm loving it. Now, what were you saying, Dante? Who were you giving advice to, Ryan, or just in general, men in general?
In general, but I was talking about Darwinism and the fact that Darwinism, like because Darwinism is it's a proven theory that but because anytime somebody has taken Darwinism, they've always done it under the guise of pseudoscience, in terms of like when you talk about Nazi Germany or the pseudoscience.
This is way too philosophical.
How
do I get laid?
What are you doing?
Well, the point is that attraction is built into the DNA. Basically, that's what it is. It's that they're discovering that attraction and the way that women choose mates is built into the DNA.
Guys too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both.
So what do each sex look for built into our DNA?
Well, the one of the things that women look for more than anything is that whether or not they're on a cognitive level, they're looking at having children, is a woman has to pick a male a mating choice that can make her feel safe at the time when she's most vulnerable, which is when she's with child. So that's the standard.
Or can't pay her rent.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. Monkeys don't pay rent. I mean, and pretty much we are monkeys.
Right.
We're.
Speak for yourself.
We are primates, and so the standard is: does this guy make me feel comfortable enough that I could have a child with him, and that he would be able to take care of me at the time when I'm most vulnerable, is when she's with child. Whether or not she's going to have a child or not, whether or not she's barren or not.
You're saying this is something that's in her head. It's date. It's in her mind.
It's not in her mind. It's built into the DNA. It's transferred into the DNA.
Well, I'd say first. I mean, I would agree with you, and I'd also say first date, because what is first date? It's really just an audition for sex.
Well, the attraction.
Yeah.
Is the attraction there, right?
The attraction. That is and when you give certain cues that say that this guy is not a viable mate choice, you instantly get blown out the water.
But what's the difference between, because a man never thinks that.
What does man think?
We look at women in terms of their virility and the fact that we can pass our DNA on to the next generation.
I don't know. That's deep for me. I want to be able to spend an hour with someone.
Yeah,
like,
I do not.
Without scratching my eyes out.
That's about 57 minutes more than I need.
On a cognitive level, yes, but the attraction, why do you think that we find young women attractive? We perceive young women as being fertile, and the fact that because they're fertile, this is why we don't look at an old chick who's wrinkled and bent over and go, wow, that's...
Yeah, but
enough about Hillary Clinton.
I spent almost my whole life not getting girls pregnant. That's been my goal.
Yeah, that's right. Sure. I mean, I've done the same thing, but that is not what's passed on into the DNA. So you have these instinctual drives that exist, and then on top of that, we have what I like to call the social contract, which is marriage and living with each other, monogamy and polygamy and whatever those things are above that. And those are the conscious things that we think about. But there is, underneath that is those instinctual drives that exist. And because we're human beings, because we have conscious thought, we tend to think that we're above these instinctual drives, but we're not. They still seep through the social contract. And because we're not aware of what those drives are, it complicates everything because it goes counterproductive to what we think on a cognitive level.
But
Does that make sense?
Well, but you have three single guys, 4 single guys, counting Dan. Are you married still?
So is Matt Reese. He's
Yeah, Matt
married.
Reese is.
Well, but
He's got
Joe has a kid and is
2 kids.
married
Sure.
and has a house. So even if he
Should I even be in this conversation?
no, but
No, I just like the idea that a woman looked at you and was like, "He'll keep me safe."
this conversation
As he
for
quotes
you
Rocky.
This
"He'll
is for
keep
me."
safe."
because you're stuck. Like you probably have too much guilt to cheat. You know that you have to stay married because you have a kid and you have responsibilities. And even if you do want to sleep with somebody else, you
guy
probably
know
won't do
you?
it.
I don't know what he's saying.
Joe's ADD kicked in.
I don't know what you're saying.
But
So you're saying I want to have sex with other women?
Well, even if you did, you're
Right.
probably too guilty to do it because you have the house, you have a kid, you have too many things making you feel bad about it.
Right.
Because that's what I told a girl I was dating once. I was like, I would never cheat on you because I feel too guilty. And she was like, "That's the only reason."
Yeah, that's
Pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah,
pretty-
that's
I've had
not
that.
the right
How about it's
thing
'cause
to
it's a
say.
shitty
I've had
thing to do.
Yeah, I've been with a girl that I just didn't want to hurt. I didn't cheat on her because I didn't want to hurt her because I feel guilty. So
Right.
isn't that why you don't cheat?
Right, but for a good reason it is, but for that it is a shitty
because
thing.
what
to do.
she wants you to say is, I don't want to cheat because you fulfill me so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
But
exactly.
bitch, you don't fulfill me. You don't. But that's the problem.
But what
When
if you are with somebody that does fulfill you? Is that you're saying
still
that's
wanna-
impossible?
No, but you
I'm not
still
s-
want to fuck.
I'm not. All right. Well, okay. Well,
I mean,
I don't know what you're saying.
Joe, does your wife listen to this podcast?
I hope not. But
We're fixing Joe right
She
now.
has no subscription money left over. she's already subscribing to 30 other podcasts.
But I'm saying just knowing that you had the option to do it might be enough for you. Like if you were just on Tinder and you had a bunch of girls picking you, even if you never hooked up with them, you're like,
how about this? What if she said, Joe, I don't really want to, I don't have a taste for sex like I do. You should go out and find people to fuck. Would you go fuck them?
It's like you sound like they don't know who Russ Maneve is, but there's comedians that they like to put these scenarios that don't. That's not going to happen.
But it's a
ever.
scenario. I'm with Dante. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it.
It's never going to happen.
Joe already
If my
thinks-
wife says I can't have sex anymore, but you can go have sex.
No,
with
not
other
that I
people?
can't have sex. I don't want it as much. And I know that you have needs, and it's fine if you go out and fuck other people.
But I think it's already a trick though, because
That's not what's saying.
know what you're
That the
saying.
point is not that it's a trick. The point is, would you?
Oh, you're saying what I want to?
Yeah.
Would I want to?
Joe,
you had-
your wife's not hiding in a back room waiting to hear you say the
You
wrong
don't even
thing.
have to answer this, Joe. It doesn't. Of course you would.
There she
we
is.
all would.
Okay. Hey.
The HBO show got picked up, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
I found out.
Cool.
So what I wanted to say, what I wanted you to do was, because
I did something wrong.
no, it wasn't any topic. It was like, okay, so recently I had a guy we all know, a comedian, called me and asked me to do something that you only ask a real close friend to do. And I was surprised that he thought we were that close of friends. Like, I didn't think, it surprised me. And I was wondering if you guys feel like you met through comedy, like a true, like a friend that you, like a guy you grew up with that you can trust. Totally.
to do
To do what? Well, I don't know what you're saying.
Anything.
like
Whatever a real friend means to you.
but like if did he cheat on his wife or something and you're covering it up,
In other
or
words, could you really in this business, could you have a true friend? Because it's so cutthroat.
oh
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm.
Name of two people.
I got a bunch of people that I really could.
I know, because you guys just, I'm gonna listen to it later. I got to put my phone with this. I'm talking.
So he wants us to change the subject matter of what we were just talking about?
You guys got into something fine.
he's saying that Boschetti won't bury a body for him.
So now it's not about women and men. It's more about guys in the business having friends and wanting them and being able to.
What you were going to say, and then you guys can talk about that.
Well, here's the thing, Ryan. I have a bunch of dudes that I don't really think the business is cutthroat anyway. I mean, I think we all kind of have our place. But my point is, when Ryan chick.
I got one now.
But he had it initially how we got.
Oh, yeah, that's
Ryan
right.
Ryan got close because Ryan had this crazy chick that was being abusive and he
Very abusive.
was and Ryan kind of has, like, because Ryan was a fat guy, so he has fat guy self-esteem.
Very fat.
Yeah, what is
right?
it about guys?
We'll be
I know a
posting
few
the
guys.
fat
Who was
photo
the,
later.
a few guys that used to be fat, and
Right.
it affects you. You still feel like the fat guy.
Because you know what it is, at least for me, and it's not everyone. For me, as a kid, I didn't have any girlfriends, I didn't have any friends, so you're constantly trying to get other people's approval. So now you have this woman that you're with, and it's just messing with your head.
But
Just
you
fucking
sound a
keeping
little
that
more confident now with women than
I
when you
hate
were
'em.
dating that
Hate 'em.
crazy one.
Because of me.
went through hell. Yeah. Dante, nurse. A lot of people saw me at that time. It was a pretty dark time, but Dante nursed me through that breakup.
Well, would you want a nice girl, or you're not interested in that?
I don't
There's
know.
no such thing.
Thank you. I'll go
Okay,
with-
I'm just saying.
No such
What's
thing.
a nice girl?
Well, you said to me that you're like, I don't want to shit on the good. What if a girl you're dating's listening to this? She's not, or you don't even give a shit.
I don't care.
You don't care.
No.
Okay. Well, you seem to like a lot of the girls you date. You go, dude, she's fucking so nuts, but she's great in bed. Like you hear that.
Fantastic.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what always happens. I mean, I've said that on stage. I think I said this recently on stage. I go, anybody out there, if you're in a relationship where the sex is amazing, it's going to be over in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you don't marry. You usually don't
doesn't
marry
have-
a girl that's
so
like a
not-
fucking crazy
That's so not
sex
the
freak.
truth. That's not the truth at all.
But I have
just-
very good sex with my wife, so I do,
cover.
though.
Good cover.
I do.
I disagree with that 100%. A woman is a direct reflection of the guy she's fucking.
Okay.
And anybody that thinks that's any different is a woman attaches herself to her guy, and then so if your woman's a cunt, it's because you're acting like a pussy.
Right.
And if your woman is great in bed, it's because you know how to bring out the kind of sexual animal in her,
Right.
and she reflects off that.
Right.
Every woman is if you think about it, what men bitch about women all the time is that they respond to things. The problem is we don't know what stimulus to put in to get out the response that we want. And that thinking is so counterintuitive to what we've been taught that it always ends up so we go, I don't understand them at all.
I don't know. I don't have that view. Maybe I'm different than you. I don't understand women. I don't have that view. I don't have all women are bitches, or what did you say?
I don't think
was the
they're all
last thing?
bitches.
But I
think
actually just feel like, maybe you are a reflection, because I don't know. I like my wife, and I think she likes me, and it works. I feel like, but then I think
likes
that is
you?
possible. That is possible.
Yeah,
but
I
if
think
you're a
it's-
little, but I didn't meet my wife till I got a little bit more sane. Either.
Well, I'm not saying that marriage can't work. I'm just saying that I think.
Yeah, but wait a minute, Joe, because we did your podcast together, and
Uh-huh.
your wife made you go and get on antidepressants when the doctor who she sent you to go get the antidepressants was her doctor who said you didn't need the antidepressants, and then you had to go. And I said, this who the fuck? Like, she sent you to a doctor, he said you were sane, and then she goes, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Right. And so it was
They do that.
But I am very happy on the antidepressants. It's the best thing I ever did.
That's fine.
So it was a
but what
good
I'm
move.
saying is,
But you didn't do it. She
And
did.
that
So
was
wait, your marriage
that
works
doctor
'cause-
stunk that said that.
Your marriage works because your wife has you on drugs?
Yes. No.
Oh, my
no.
God.
I'm kidding. I'm just saying.
By the way,
that-
I dated a crazy chick who used to fake illnesses, the one you helped me with.
Yeah.
She went to the emergency room one night, and the nurse was like, you're not going to see the doctor. There's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
And the reaction she had was, that bitch doesn't know what she's talking
Of
about.
course.
Like, immediately just, I
course.
think she's trained.
right? She went to school for this.
Yeah.
and you didn't.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
You're a waitress. If we want to know how to get crispy fries, we'll ask you. Other than that, shut your mouth. But I mean, I think we keep women say all kinds of shit about men. We're dogs, we're this, we're that, we're all horrible, but whatever the fuck. And then when they're horrible, we don't say that they're horrible, and they're more horrible than we are. They're awful because when they're not accountable for anything that they do. It's just it's cool.
I agree.
I
I do
we
notice
don't-
if you put a Y on the end of cunt, it's not as mean.
But why?
Tell a girl she's cunty. You're
But
all right.
why-
You're still in the relationship.
But why would you have to tiptoe around a woman's feelings when they don't ever tiptoe around. I'll tell the chick in a minute. I go, I'm ready to be out of this relationship yesterday.
Well, we know a guy that's from the podcast, I would say, that has shown feelings for a very pretty woman that I don't know if she'd be interested in
Did
him
he have
in a
sex with her
relationship.
yet or no?
No. They spend a lot of time together. He takes
It's
her to a
already
lot
a
of
mistake.
places.
It's already fucking
What about the
done.
sex thing? What do you mean? What does that matter?
What do you mean?
If he's had sex with her or not?
Because if he's hanging out with her and he hasn't had sex with her
Sure.
and he's already expressed this feeling, it's already done. It's over. It's a wrap.
What do you mean?
He's already put himself in the friend zone.
If he had sex with her and she was blowing him off,
he could
then
still,
he could still turn.
It depends. Depends on what
Like if he gets a big commercial or something?
if a chick is dating you because you got a big commercial, then you got a problem too. The point is, I always say, you got to be ready for the Super Bowl. Like, I'm a Giants fan. When you see a guy catch a pass on a helmet and then he falls into the end zone with one hand, it's because he's done that catch thousands of times. You cannot you can't play the Super Bowl today. You have to be a Super Bowl player.
So what would you suggest to this guy if he's in the friend zone, still spending a lot of time with this girl, almost all the time?
Is what I recommend to anybody that asks me who's in that situation, who doesn't have the experience. You have to get the experience. And so I say, there's a terminology I say is lay to 5 bricks. Lay to 5 bricks means every day you go out, you say hello and speak to 5 women a day. Not with the intention of getting laid, not with the intention of getting a number. Just say something. I really like your hair, your purses, I like your shoes, your makeup is impeccable, whatever. 5 a day, every day for 8 weeks.
I want to see Joe do that.
What does that do?
One day.
It's just like getting on stage. It's like doing
come
open
across
mic.
5
Right, but
women
what I'm
a
trying to
day.
understand is, you do that, you talk to these women. So at the end of 8 weeks, what happens?
Well, the first thing that a guy like the guy that we're talking about that we can't say his name is he has approach anxiety already. So he can't. So that helps remove the approach anxiety.
And he lives with his mother, too.
It's a lot of people live with their mother.
If he's saying hello to his mother, does that count as talking to a woman?
No, it doesn't. It has to be
that's
5
important.
new
That's
ones.
important. No.
If there's 5 women that live in the household that he's in.
5 outside strangers every day.
Facebook, does that count?
No, Facebook don't count. 5 women, and he has to speak to 5 women in the street every day. They don't have to be particularly attractive. They don't have to be his type. He just has to talk to 5 women a day. So the first thing that happens is a guy will overcome the approach anxiety of talking to. Just like how, as comics, when you get on stage, you're nervous. We've all been on stage so much that we don't. Somebody goes, "Are you nervous?" You ever get somebody? Are you nervous? You know, fuck no. It's a fucking why? Because you suck, and so does this audience, and you're all sheep. And we're getting ready to bleed you bitches. So, like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Why would you?
Oh.
I'm sorry. No,
I wanna
really?
make people happy.
Really, Ryan?
I wanna make people happy.
Really, Ryan? I've seen your fucking act. But I'm saying we get accustomed to getting on stage, and because we get accustomed to getting on stage, we don't have that approach anxiety, and so we're able to operate at a higher level because we don't have the fear is not there. So when you talk to 5 women a day every day for 8 weeks, it comes out to 285 women. I know guys who get laid often who haven't talking to ever in their life talked to 285 women. So it's a hyper situation. Plus, you learn things about yourself by doing this. The process itself, you learn things. And then sometimes you trip and accidentally fall into some pussy. So you go, wow, she goes, wow, I love your eyes are so pretty. And she goes, oh, thank you. And she goes, I like your shirt. And then now you're in a conversation. Now you don't know what to do and you don't know how to close it. But now you're in a conversation that you would never have been any other way. So when you talk about your friend, he's got an attractive girl that he likes. Already he thinks that this girl has more value than him.
Right.
And so he's spending money, hanging out with her, giving her time that she hasn't even deserved.
They're both comedians. Does that matter?
No. Doesn't matter. She's still a woman. Bitch is a bitch is a bitch. I mean, did I say that a lot? Yeah.
Ladies are
That's
ladies
it.
are ladies.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same shit.
We could put this to the test. I'm staying at a hotel where there's an au pair company convention, so it's all nannies from Brazil and Asia.
Are you serious? Are they all hot?
You should be.
Why aren't we doing the podcast
Why
there
aren't we
right now?
just
Why
doing
isn't
it
the
in the
podcast
lobby?
I
happening
almost
there
asked
now?
Dan to do.
In the lobby.
They
we
have
should-
conventions for them?
Well, I think they all are trying to work for this company, so they're just all doing interviews like in the lobby of the hotel.
Oh, that would
Joe,
be-
I think you need an au pair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just start an ugly nanny company. That's what every woman wants to hire.
Here's
An
what
ugly
I
nanny.
I don't think this like as if you're a man, right? I think we don't even look at what we are, what it means to be a man. What to be a man means that you make sacrifices for your family, you take care of your wife, you take care of your children, you provide. Those are things that make us feel good about ourselves, and it's part of what it means to be a credible man. Yes. Mm-hmm. But all of those things are sacrifices. So in order to be a man, you decide to make sacrifices. So being a man makes sacrifice. So any woman that you're with, any relationship you're in, you are making sacrifices. You're not winning. Because the sacrifice means to give and maybe not get back. So you're not going to get back from her what you put in. You never are. And that's okay. I'm just trying to help men win on their terms. That if I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to take care of you and provide and make sure, figure out your happiness and figure out what you like and what don't you like and keep you safe and all those things. If I want to get my dick sucked, I'm going to get my dick sucked. And if I leave my dirty drawers on the floor and I forget, then you shut the fuck up and pick them up. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. If I pay the bill,
how dirty.
if I listen to your stupid stories,
What's in them?
I think these are new wedding vows. This is what I want.
That's gonna be mine.
This is it. This is it.
It's
You
gonna
should
be-
put it together.
I mean, it sounds
Will you
harsh,
shut
but
the
it's
fuck up and pick up his underwear?
just
no
like,
matter how
did you know
dirty
Yeah, I did.
they
I
are,
pick it the fuck up.
How much shit is inside them? I do.
I do. Now pick it up and use your knees.
Well, what do you feel about this? Like, there's a buddy of mine that he's a successful business guy, and he always has a young, hot girl with him. And he always likes when I do this. When I meet this new girl, I always say, "Oh, you're very pretty. What else do you bring to the table?"
Well,
he likes when I ask, and they always get confused and flustered
Because they don't
and,
bring anything. Because she's a loser and she's there. She's a fucking loser who's there because he gives her financial security, and that's why she's there.
But it also says something about him
Sure, it does.
that he needs to be in control. He doesn't want to.
No, come on. I mean, like I like a really hot girl because it makes you feel good about yourself. I
like a really hot girl because she's a really hot girl. Like, I mean, that's fine. She's pleasing to look at. Why not?
But also, is she smart? Can you spend time with her? Does she have a job that she's dedicated to, so she doesn't spend all the time with you? Like, you know what I mean? You can't have that.
No. They gotta have something to do. They gotta have something to do.
I mean, I agree, but I mean, the thing is, so she's attractive, so that puts her in the game. But okay, so she's in the game.
You gotta put that on.
Artie just found your coat, Dante.
it over.
You got
Put it around your shoulders.
Artie.
I say the Zsa Zsa Gabor. Nah, let me try to explain myself better. What I was saying. Recently I just got blindsided by a guy who asked me to do something that I think you'd only ask a real close friend to do, and he thought we were close friends, and I didn't think we were. But it's a guy I met in show business.
All right.
But there's one guy who in the last 20 years I've done the road with him. I've known him, like the way we all know him. And I don't think I've ever had one human conversation with the guy.
Right.
Like, never on a level of like someone you'd be close with. And I'm wondering if other people think that. As a matter of fact, I'm dying to know. But the person that makes the most sense for me to ask this is Joe, because I think me and you have been together with him mostly, and I'm curious if you feel the same way
About this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna write the name down. You have to promise you can't ever tell anyone. Okay, because I don't want the hassle.
Do I get to know what he was asking you to
No,
do?
this isn't the guy. It's a separate thing. I've been going through this in my head about like what like who's a friend that I met in like that word friend? You know, it's a serious thing, especially when you know coming from North Jersey and everything.
Right.
I'm wondering if I would ask someone I met in comedy over a lot of buddies I still talk to from high school for something major in life, and then I started thinking about this guy, and if I'm curious if other people think the same way about him. Like
Is he a friend of ours?
Yeah, you know.
Or is he
If
You guys seen the Mafia?
if I would think he's a good friend, or if I would to
What
me,
I'm asking is, can you really trust a Jew?
I was gonna say, should we say it? Because I think so far this whole podcast transcript is gonna be on Jezebel tomorrow.
I hope so.
What's Jezebel?
The woman's
Feminist.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Oh,
Feminist horse
because
shit.
Dante said to hit a girl with a sneaker.
I like
you
a
don't have-
Timberland.
If
Wait, I'm
you
gonna write
love
it
her,
down.
if you love her, hit her with a sneaker.
I'm gonna write it down.
A 9-eye-hole Timberland, I would say.
Yeah, because Snoop Dogg said that on
I
stage.
so want to secretly know what he asked you to do.
I also want to.
This isn't the person who asked me to do it. It's another person.
Okay, I got you.
What is it?
I've had a lot of experiences.
You're not hiding a body, are you?
No.
All right, good. Okay.
I would ask the doorman for that. Yeah. So.
But this guy thinks that you're a good friend, and you're like, how
No, I don't-
You're
this
going.
guy-
How does he think that?
The guy who asked me the favor. This guy I'll write down is a guy that I think everybody considers a friend, but I don't think I've ever talked to. It's like I've had deeper conversation with a chair, you know. But and I don't think he gives a fuck.
Ryan's here.
Hey.
Hey,
Huge.
Here's a hint: new rules.
I'm dying to know who this.
How
is.
does Bill Maher spell his last name?
There's a lot of comedians like that.
Right. Okay.
You
But I'm
just
curious if you think this
explained.
particular.
I think
guy.
I got two.
You think you know what it is?
I think I know who it is.
You do?
Well,
Don't guess it.
I'm not going to say anything on it.
Right. Well, write it down what you think, and then it's becoming a match game. Come here, Joe.
Do I know
I'll show
him?
it to you.
Well-
Yeah, you know him. Yeah, come here.
Off mic, come over.
Yeah, yeah.
Letterman? What?
Oh, I've said that before.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. To me? Because I don't listen to you when you talk.
To lots of people.
Don't feel
Okay,
bad.
so I'm not alone.
No, you're totally
All right.
dead on.
Okay. Like it's almost obvious to me, right? I mean, to people.
Well, yeah, sometimes I could question it because I'd be like, I haven't hung out with him long.
Right.
Long amounts of time.
Yeah, well, I've been on the road with him and spent the weekend, and yeah, other guys, it's just I have a connection. Okay, so to me, that's a show business relationship. To me,
Right.
even though I'm close with people, I'll tell you what. I heard. Did you hear Amy on Jim Norton yesterday talking about her stealing jokes and all that shit?
No, I did hear about
It's
that.
it's really good. I guess they put out that video of
Yeah.
Tammy Pescatelli and
Wendy Liebman. Who's
Wendy
the one I
Liebman and
saw?
Kathleen Madigan put
Madigan,
like
right.
They put out a video
About a bunch of her stuff, not just the Patrice thing. Something
No,
else.
it's separate. Yeah, it's the Wendy Liebman has. She calls it her best joke, and Amy does it in the special.
What's the joke?
And that's her whole
Almost
delivery,
verbatim.
Yeah.
I love when a man pays, for sex, like that Wendy Liebman delivery, the
Yeah.
cadence she takes.
Every one of her jokes.
Yeah, but how
is
many
like that.
people are doing that? How many female comics are actually doing that delivery?
Right. No, I know. Well, Wendy Liebman is a much female comic. She's like
Yeah.
their fucking Richard Pryor, right?
She's the originator. of
Right.
that. To me, she is.
Is it
Yeah, yeah.
Liebner or what's the other one? The other one that does it too. Wendy.
There's a guy who
What was
does
the
it.
girl that used to dress in the pearls and stuff like that's married now?
Rita
Rita Rudner.
Oh, Rita
Yeah,
Rudner.
Rita Rudner.
Yeah, she was
did the-
like dry like that.
But she did the same punchline after the fact.
Not
Right.
really.
You know,
it was a
She
little
did-
different.
But the Wendy Liebman was a very, I know what you're saying. It's the same dry
It's the same thing.
But Wendy Liebman, I think, was a very pronounced thing.
Yeah.
But you should listen to it because she's really freaking out about it. But to me, and then the Patrice stuff was the Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
I don't think they're being fair to Amy in the sense that she's done a lot of shit, and there's three things they're talking
Right,
about,
right.
and they're really harping on it. And because when you paint somebody with that brush of a joke thief, that's all in our because it's like stealing currency from us. It's money. that's all we think of him as, and it's not.
Are we
fair.
talking about Will Sylvan again?
Now that these girls like post,
I've never had a conversation with him, but I love it.
Well, I think
other girl comics
he
post
is-
a video.
Well, I think
of,
Matt-
like, saying
yeah.
They
something.
put together a side by side. They saw Wendy Liebman doing the joke in the
Yeah.
'90s on Rascals or something, and then Amy doing that is verbatim in the special.
Exactly what they did with Cosby
Right.
and what's his name?
And then there's Dennis
Mencia.
Leary and
Mencia.
Dennis Leary and Bill Hicks.
yeah,
Which I always thought Leary got the shaft there too, because I think they just had the same attitude. But and then Kathleen Madigan has a joke that ended up in a
the
sketch.
slap chef.
Yeah,
Like
but
the chef that
the point is she's done like
knocks food out of your
1,000 sketches in 3 years.
Yeah.
It's,
And she didn't even write it. She
Yeah.
said it wasn't her idea.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah. Here's my question: does Amy use writers? Because
Yeah.
if she does, writers are notorious for just
stealing jokes.
Writers.
you mean for stand up?
I don't know if she uses writers for
everything.
No,
stand-up.
She
well,
uses for the
clearly
sketch,
she's for
too,
the
yeah.
sketch show. You need them. She's got a staff of writers.
Sure.
And that's a good point, because once you get into that world, you don't know who the fuck's stealing.
Right.
And then the other one was not a stand-up thing either. It was in the movie.
Yeah.
She says the thing about Mike Birbiglia, you're dressed him so he doesn't. Other
Nobody
chicks
wants
don't
to
think
fuck
he's
him, yeah.
attractive. And Pescatelli doesn't.
And there's
Tammy
100
doesn't
people that do
joke
that. It's
A lot. Yeah,
that's a staple.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I like Tammy. I know her pretty well. I think she's a doll. I think she's talented. I think I haven't met the other two. I think Wendy Liebman is great, but I think they're being petty.
Yeah.
It's three things. I mean, she's done fucking 1,000 of those sketch
and you're
shows.
saying one of them
a
is
2-hour
is
movie.
a sketch, one is a movie,
Yeah.
and one is a get the fuck out of
And
here. That's not,
and it wasn't somebody else improv that. It wasn't her who brought up the joke in the movie either.
Right.
Because Judd Apatow did that movie.
Right,
She said
right.
the way
She didn't write the movie. Amy didn't write the whole fucking
right,
movie.
but you saw the way he works, because you're in the. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
Dante's in the pilot got picked up for HBO.
All right. Good job, man.
you in the pilot?
You
didn't even know
Dante's
it got
in the
picked
pilot. Yeah.
huh?
You didn't even know it got
Well-
picked up until right now when Artie's telling you.
Well, I just found out now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I literally just found out.
Well, I don't.
Super
I just
manager Rick
read and
Dorfman
Forget
called.
about it too. If somebody says I saw you in
Let
something,
me
I'm
guess,
like,
you
cool.
played a guy with a lot of earrings and
Like I consider, like listen, I was
rings.
just talking to somebody, I can't say who, but up in the food chain, and I consider Dante a friend, and I was going there. Listen, I'd recast Dante.
No, I
Of
mean,
course,
it's
that's
not
not
like
true.
that.
But I'm saying there are people who call you a friend and backstab you like
Sure,
that.
sure.
You know, whatever. People get asked their opinion in show business, and even if they could say the right thing to help a friend, but just to look like they have a thought, they'll
Right.
fuck over a friend.
Sure.
You know. So lately I've been having these thoughts because a lot of examples came up of it.
Does it rhyme with Lorne Adams?
I got roped into a 3-hour conversation with Artie on the phone. I thought he needed a favor, and I'm like, this is a nightmare. And then I said, I thought he was going. Do you know a guy who could print a lot of DVDs soon? Do you know a really good lawyer who could get out of it? Okay, say you know a friend that's not me, who had sex with an underage goth chick. She could be a fan of the show Teen Wolf. I don't know.
Are you being truthful?
And she's also in Montreal, which makes it complicated. Again, not me. Horny Adams out of Montreal.
Age of consent is 16 in Canada. Though.
Right. So again, Orny Adams was a guy I hung out with. You know, he was a guy I was up there for 2 fucking weeks, and I was an acquaintance of his. And no, he didn't even remember the first time I met him. I was about 28 years old. I did the first season of Mad TV, which was, it was a network show, but it was like the lowest rated show. I was barely could call myself, a television person. So I come back to New York for the summer of '96, and I was doing a spot at the Stand Up New York on like a Wednesday night. At like 10:45, he came up to me and he goes, "By the way, thanks for taking a spot, Mr. TV star. Young guys want to work out their shit." I said, "Is it a joke?" That he actually said to me, he called me a TV star for being on the 80th highest network show. And
Sounds like a pleasant guy.
I called up and got a spot, and I came in and he thought I was taking a spot from a young guy who needs it. Because I made it already. Because I could start, buying my mother a mansion because I'm on Mad TV. And then I didn't talk to him again until Montreal for 2 weeks. But Comedian came out, and I understood what he was talking about. Like in Comedian, he was that guy to me.
Yeah. Oh, he's that guy. That's
right. Yeah. I don't know. I just like if you had to list 10 of your best friends, 5 best friends you've ever had, how many would be in show business, if any, or you met through show business?
Let's see.
Like guys you could really trust.
I don't know if I even have those in real life.
So you have none total.
Well, no. I mean, I have guys that I
could be
grew up
true.
with that I'm very close with.
See, I think
I don't
the guy
see them a lot, but
right.
I feel there's a strong connection.
Like the guy you hadn't seen like a year.
Right.
Even that you could hang out for an hour and catch up. And
The guy I wrote down, in other words, the guy I wrote down, I honestly would say doesn't have a friend in the world, and he doesn't know it.
Right.
Really?
That's what I think.
Really?
Don't you think so?
Nah.
Damn.
It's not me, is it?
No, because
You're not talking about.
I
No,
know,
Dan. No, Dan.
I know one maybe. I'd have to write it down.
This
but I would
guy
say
doesn't have a
this
Brussels
guy is
Griffon.
good friend with.
What?
I think this guy that you wrote down, I can think of one guy that I would think him and this guy are good friends.
Rick Steves.
Okay, all right. And it's like another comic that we know in the,
Yeah.
that sort of immediate gang there.
Yeah.
All right.
But I could be wrong. They could think the same thing.
Write that name down. I'm curious.
Okay.
Is this guy really successful?
Yes. Well, he's,
Yeah, pretty successful.
not A-list, but, on my level, a solid D. What do you want to hear?
I need a pen. I'm thinking one clue. There's a clue in my head that I could kind of say, and people won't be able to figure it
Does
out.
his mother own the comedy store?
You start imagining Rain Man like comedians that are listening, and they can like figure it out by a clue.
Does he live upstairs from his mother
Paulie Shore.
or his mother?
That's it. Yeah. I did a set at the Comedy Store in 1995 when I moved out there, and Paulie Shore told me I wasn't ready for the store. I said, "Do you mean Pink Dot?" Let me see. Him? Who was that?
No. I wrote
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. I know. Just like that guy, I happen to consider high school type friend,
Yes.
loyal wise.
Yes.
And you know what? I bet.
don't
that
think
guy would
that
defend
they're-
this guy.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
defend him. Okay.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah, but I think he.
Which is odd to me.
But I think this guy, because I have an idea who it is. I think this guy would.
well, now that he fucking put the yeah.
I think this guy would defend a lot of people.
Everybody. Yeah. He's
you know
that
what I'm
way.
saying?
He's that way.
Yeah, but if he gets mad at somebody, he's mad.
Yeah, but I mean, that,
Okay. My clue. This
Joe.
won't give it away, but these guys they lived together at one time.
Right.
So there's something happened. Like one of my closest friends in comedy is a comedian that I lived with. Usually, if you're going to live with a guy and then have that weird relationship, you wouldn't want to live there that long. You'd be like, I can't.
I know.
It would
Yeah.
weird you out.
The show business fake thing is hard to live with.
Yeah, you couldn't live with the guy. What? Did you see the
No,
name
I
I wrote
didn't
down?
see who. I saw that.
Well, that gives
see
it
his
away,
name.
Clyde. I think that gives it away.
But I wanted to mention too, Artie, about the stealing thing.
Yeah.
Like Wendy Liebman isn't like it's only the other two.
Wendy, yeah, because Amy said she backed off, she talked to her or something. Now, again, I think that they're being unfair to Amy. I think because you don't want to get, and I think Amy's going to take a polygraph test or something. She should
Well, it
stop. She should
doesn't-
stop.
it-
She
that
should let it go
doesn't-
away.
I just read this thing about how that does nothing.
I think they should let you do
Polygraph
it,
does
Artie.
nothing.
Really?
Well, it's not admissible in court,
Let you do the polygraph.
No, I said I was going to say we
Just
should
means
have
that
Ed
you're under
Torian.
stress. That's all.
Did you ever steal a joke from Wendy Liebman? Would you? Do you, Amy Schumer? Do you like me, Ed Torian? Have you ever slept with a colored guy? That's Howard. He's crazy.
Yeah,
Did you ever hear this guy on stuff? You ever hear the guy I'm talking about?
I know. Heard you do it.
He's like a super old racist guy. He was a guy we do the lie detector test.
Yeah.
So Howard would have like Pam Anderson on, and he would get this guy, and he was just like the worst. Like, amongst polygraph, which is not respected at all
Right.
as a science, he was the worst of that. So he would come in, but it's just one of those voices I could do because he sounded like a guy I went to the track with every Friday, and he was always disorganized. So, his racism would come out because Howard would say, "Ask her if she ever slept with a black guy," and he would go, "Did you ever sleep with a colored guy, African, a black guy?" He started to say. Then we thought he was trying to be funny, but you can't say that, Ed, right? Because what happened was the first person we had on was, remember the first season of The Apprentice, that Italian chick got accused of calling that Amoruso chick the N-word?
Yeah.
So we had the Italian chick on, and she was doing it. And that was the first time I met Tori. And he goes, Howard said, "Well, ask her if she ever called. Did you ever call Amaruse a nigga?" And I guess as she's being deceptive. Then he would come in with a big piece of paper, like he'd have the results, and this is what you'd hear. It's like your uncle with
like somebody's cooking bacon.
No, your 80-year-old uncle with Parkinson's reading the Daily News. Let's see. She definitely slept with a color guy. Howard, she is attracted to you. She thinks Artie's fat. And yeah, she gave a chick a Dutch oven once. The questions will be like Stern type questions. They go, did you ever give a colored girl a Dutch oven? You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. And so yeah, if Amy does it, I wanted. She should get it to him. Did you ever? Did you like the cadence of Wendy Liebman? Yeah. Did you ever see Kathleen Corrigan's special? Did you? Do you use writers? Did you ever write a bit with Patrice O'Doul? Was he an Irish guy?
You performed at Dirty Sanchez.
Did you ever give Patrice O'Doul a Dutch oven? Another Howard always asked, did you ever take a digit in her ass? Did you ever put a number in your ass? She's being deceptive. He came in one day and goes, Howard, I got to shit. He goes, where can I shit? He almost went in Howard's private bathroom. He goes, don't go in there. So Gary would tell him places, and like Hyperjaric was shitting in the bathroom. He goes, I don't want to go in there. And he's like in there forever. He's reading the paper, and he's late. And I'm like, Ed, where were you? He goes, I was reading about the Jets. I don't know if he's available. I think he stopped doing it. I love that guy.
So what was the joke that you think she did that was like
what joke
that Amy Schumer did that was like Patrice O'Neill's?
No, it was a whole bit.
I want to hear if it's just.
But no. But first of all, it's not even a.
It's the idea of that subject matter.
It's okay. You know what Dirty Sanchez?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
That subject matter.
It's like you take that to another level, like really crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what happened was like I was opening for Patrice then, and it was. Like the Angry Pirate and Spider-Man.
All that shit, yeah.
And then every time we would
Which to me, for Patrice, to be honest with you, is like the hackiest thing ever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not.
What happened was it
kills though.
It was under the guise of he was doing colleges, and he was like, white guys are fucking. They're fucking.
I was gonna say, I was in another like context.
It was
he put
the context of. White guys are fucking, they're freaks. Like, and then they always come up with this fucking freaky stuff. And then he would, you ever heard of this? And that's how it.
Right.
And then every time we'd go to a college, guys would yell out new ones.
Oh, okay.
So there was like 40 of them by the time, like that year that we were going from college to college.
Like his nursery rhymes.
Yeah, it was like, you're right. It was just like that. It was
That's
like
what it
40.
like.
It was like 40 of them, but Patrice didn't write them, and neither did Amy.
Well, she did. Well, okay, right. That's what I mean. She did everything. By the way, if you don't know, was written by Otto and George. That's the rule. Because supposedly Otto and George wrote the Dice poems.
Right.
You know that, right?
Yeah. We talked about that.
And I would ask Otto, like, Dice has like 4 houses. I don't give a fuck what he takes.
But that is a certain kind of penance for that, though. If he did steal them, because people, that's still what they yell out. If Dice does like a new hour of material,
that's all they care
still
about.
At the end,
I opened for him when he like 7 years ago. When he wouldn't pay me, and I turned the whole thing. But he was, I hadn't seen him do stand up in the new world of like Sex and the City was big at the time, and he was starting to do Sex and the City. I was laughing so hard at his take on Sex and the City, and these idiots are yelling out the poems. I'm like, don't you want to hear what Dice says about Sex and the City? Because he was in the new politically correct world. Because he was going like, who told Sarah Jessica jerk off? She's hot. I don't think that show. You jerk off to that show? Really? What are you, a fag? You know what I jerk off to? Porn. You want to watch Sex? No, I want to watch porn. And he did the head wind up. Porn. And all these motherfuckers are yelling out the poems, and he finally gave into it.
Yeah, he has to do it.
Yeah.
There
we talked about this, Joe. There were Jersey guys who would have literally like the T-tops off their Jeep blasting those poems like they were a song.
I was one of them. I was one of them.
Like they were a song. If Otto and George heard that, that's got to piss them off.
Yeah, I had like an '88 Trans Am with the fucking bird on the
Did you
hood.
really? You got an '88 Trans Am?
I had one of those. Yeah, and I had the.
Did your parents buy you a car? Your parents bought you a Trans
I
Am?
bought myself that.
How much was that?
It was like. You remember back in the day, you could just show up without a job and they'd give you the loan. They would just give you really high interest. I think I was paying 21%.
Well, for another reason, I say this all the time. The connection I had at the port as a longshoreman was so good. I showed up in February of 1990. I showed up at the port at the Orange Juice Pier, and I said Al sent me. I didn't fill out a piece of paper, and I got paid for 3 years. I didn't fill out a form at W-2. I didn't tell him my address. He goes, "Who said Al sent me?" He goes, "What work over there?" I got a Christmas check, a bonus.
And you didn't buy a Trans Am?
My first car I bought was for $400. I bought a $400 car. The first 3 cars I bought, I paid for and waited for change from the guy. That's not good. Can you break 100? One guy liked the hat I was wearing. He took $50 off the car. Give me the hat. The favorite pieces of shit. You don't see kids driving them anymore because like a Daewoo or whatever the fuck is real affordable and it looks like a new car. You don't see like a 72 Skylark anymore.
I had a Chevy Chevette.
Evergreen
hatchback.
A little one.
Yeah.
That's not a car. This thing I had was a 74 AMC Matador. It was a tank. And I bought it for $400. It had 305 V8 in it. I would do like neutral drops. I took it to the city. I didn't give a shit. We'd go to the village. I didn't care where I parked it. I'm like, if I hit my car, I don't give a shit. Yeah. It was a tank. And I lost the reverse on it, and I couldn't afford to get a reverse. So for like 3 weeks, I had no reverse. If I wanted to make a K-turn, I had to take 3 of my strong friends to push the car.
I had a 73 Cougar.
I love those.
Yeah.
That's a good car.
I had an '88 Suzuki Samurai.
Yeah. See, once the Japanese cars came in,
you had to lean when you turned, so it didn't roll.
Well,
everyone in the car would lean. We're turning.
My Matador, the gas gauge went wherever the car went. So if I wanted a full tank of gas, I just made a hard right.
I had a 70 Impala.
Ooh.
I see. Those are great.
It looked like every bad guy's car in the Rockford Files. Remember, you'd always be getting chased by this huge.
And the hubcap would come off.
Let me ask you: are you a car guy, Dante? What the fuck do those guys in Compton put in their car to make it go all the way up and down? What is that?
Hydraulics.
Where do they put that?
They put it in the trunk. They take that big fucking trunk and they put a series of hydraulics with switches and they.
Can I say something about the black community?
Sure. Why not?
I mean, that takes a lot of effort to do that.
Sure.
And it's really got to be precise. If they applied that, I'm gonna stop. Did you remind me never have a conversation with the manager of Crackers in Indianapolis?
Did you not see my Jeep? Jesus.
No, I know, but I'm saying
No, but I have
you have all those weird lights.
You don't see it in New York.
And
the kid who installed, like I just saw in Boys in the Hood. If the kid who installed Ice Cube's hydraulics would, go to IBM, he could probably get ahead of the fucking thing.
Sure.
That's impressive shit.
Sure. You can make the space shuttle.
Sure.
Right. Hey, make the space shuttle.
Make it jump up and down.
Yeah. Do you see? Anybody see Straight Outta Compton?
I saw it.
I thought it was great.
It was great.
And Creed, I watched the first 10 minutes. I gotta admit, I'm hooked.
It was good too.
Really? I haven't seen it yet.
Creed's good.
I thought Hateful Eight was fantastic.
Yeah. And
see The Revenant?
We can say at this point, and by the way, the black bear didn't get nominated. And a polar bear won for a documentary too.
For that bear scene alone.
That
Oscar.
bear scene was nuts.
Did everyone see it? Everyone see?
Can someone tell me what Quentin Tarantino and the N-word at this point? He has a fetish with it, right? I mean, every movie.
Yeah.
It's every movie crowbars in the.
Here's the thing: it is a period piece.
Yeah, but I'm saying every movie though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's and of course the N-words in this. Really, it's about a deli and no.
Is there less N-words in Straight Outta Compton?
Well, but you know why that?
I don't think
we
that'd
were
be
funny if there was
there's
less.
more N-words in
Hateful Eight.
Yeah, Kurt Russell says more of them.
Yeah.
In other words, actors who would never say it anywhere else.
Kurt Russell doesn't really say it much.
Oh, he just beats the shit out of Jennifer Jason.
But everybody else does.
We were talking. We counted in the first 20 minutes. It's like 60 times, and there's 60 baseballs used in an average baseball game. 60 N words, and I said at the premiere, Quentin Tarantino should have an actor throw out the first nigger. Throwing out the first nigger is Michael Richards.
That's good.
For Tarantino,
Throw it out.
Yeah, Kurt Russell hadn't said the N-word that many times since Captain Ron.
How about since Disney wouldn't let him out of his contract?
Big Trouble in Little China.
I love Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He didn't really say it a lot in the movie though, because it was he kind of respected Sam,
right,
in it, like, because they were both bounty hunters, so he would like the colored fella.
Yeah,
Kurt Russell, he didn't say Kurt Russell hasn't said the N-word that much since he caught Goldie Hawn in bed with Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
Creed, I have Creed on my mind.
But Jennifer Jason Leigh said it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh
Girl, yeah.
Like Don Johnson, like I remember George Clooney wouldn't say it, even because it made sense for the character to say it, and out of sight, that Soderbergh movie. He wouldn't say it, and he caught like people like Nicholson gave him shit because in the 70s, like, you say what the character would say, and Nicholson at the beginning of The Departed, man, he just throws it out right away, and it's startling to hear a big star say it, but like the guy would say it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't. I mean, I felt like it fit his character. It didn't.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If it does, Clooney wouldn't even say it if it fit the character because he didn't want him on tape.
You know what they needed?
Saying it, and any because he thought it would cost him like overseas fucking ad money.
They needed Quantum Bob Gullop.
That's my favorite 4 minutes.
Just
this keeps going out, Dan. This thing keeps going out.
You're just trying for the most obscure reference in a podcast.
No, we were doing. Joe doesn't know what we're talking about. Golub claimed he improvised the N-word in that Goodfellas.
It wasn't written.
No, but we don't know if that's true or not. But we sort of went with that being true. And we were like, and he said like Scorsese liked it, so he could keep it in because he would say that. You know the scene in Goodfellas, Dante, I'm talking about where you first see Leota as a in the movie because Henry Hill's a grown up for the first time and they're at Idlewild Airport and they steal a truck.
Yeah.
And the driver obviously just lets him have it.
Right.
And he goes into the diner and to throw them way off. Like he needed to do this. Right. He said, "Do you have a phone?" And to make sure that he didn't think it was two Italian guys, he said, "You got a phone? Can you believe it? 2 niggers just stole my fucking truck."
Right.
So Bob Gold was a comic who says was in the movie and did that.
Okay.
Who toured with it like the Poems for like 3 years because he was like a hero. He was on DirecTV. That guy did Real Time too. He's like a Youngstown, Ohio. Yeah. He's got tattoos and shit. But he claimed, Scorsese liked the improv and everything. We were thinking of Quantum Bob Gold. He goes back in time and just adds the N-word to famous movie.
Quantum.
Forget it. We were like, Jaws, you're going to need a bigger nigger.
Quantum. You just came up with, I need that word for a bit.
Quantum leap. That's what I'm doing.
I was trying
Dracula.
to explain. I have a bit that I've been working on where I'm trying to like flip time. That might make it.
Well, that's the hackiest one.
Quantum. Did you ever see? There's a clip on YouTube of Bob Gollop. I don't know if you've ever seen this, where he comes on stage, and he like has an arm like inside a coat, like so it looks like he's one arm, and he just does a one arm set.
Yeah. I've done that before with a stunt. You think it's amazing how these people in Hollywood. When I was on the sitcom with Norm, it's such a dark scene. I'm holding a dog that we're trying to like. We kidnap a guy's dog, and it's a little like a Griffon looking thing, and we got jumpsuits on, and my character, it gets down my character's jumpsuit, and I can't, I'm like all freaking out, and I just start jumping up and down on my stomach, and I kill the dog, and you just hear the dog stops barking every once in a while, and I had the director gave me a fake arm. He goes, just move the arm around with the other thing, and it'll look like a real arm, and I'm like, no way, and then you look and goes, wow, like somebody figured that out years ago. Yeah, it's a standard thing people use. You have a fake arm.
Oh, well, he doesn't have a fake arm.
But
he puts his arm inside the
it's not his arm.
The whole crowd knows there's no arm there because just the sleeve is with nothing in it. It's
right.
like floating.
But what is he? Does he want you to?
He does like 20 minutes and he might even have a few jokes about it. It's on YouTube. And then he says goodnight.
Yeah.
Never meant, you think it's a real arm missing. And he goes, let me bring up the feature act tonight. And then he leaves the stage, and then he fucking flips his arm to the other way, and he introduces himself, and he comes back out, and that's when they realize this motherfucker.
That's very intricate.
Does both arms.
No, but you're giving me a great idea to get booked out of college. I'm a disabled comedian.
That's great.
I've been looking for something like that.
Bob Gold writing that in his apartment.
I'm gonna go 2-armed.
It's hard to do the improv hands bit with that.
He stole that from Wendy Liebman.
Bob Gollop looks like the guy who's nominated for Best
And then
Actor,
Amy
who's
stole
in
it.
that Tom Hanks Spies movie. What's it called?
Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies. The guy who's nominated. It looks just like Bob Gollop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a hardcore guy. That Gollum guy. You know, Youngstown, Ohio guys are hardcore.
Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
Youngstown tune-up.
Yeah, they're like the mafia's big in Youngstown, Ohio. That's where Ray Mancini's from. They're like really hardcore, you know. Like if the East Coast mob would give him a job, like if they sent him to beat up a guy, they'd cut off a guy's hand. And the guy, you know, gave me like, calm down. What are you doing? The Gambinos had to say, calm down. Like with the Westies, the Irish gang. There's 3 books about the Westies. There's one called 10th and 48th. It's amazing. And the Gotti's crew would give them a job to collect money, and they would just say, get the money, and they would chop off a guy's head. And he'd go, no. Don't. Yeah, but I figured you'd like that. No. How's you going to keep paying now? Oh.
We like the initiative, but
The bar, Mr. Biggs, on 42nd and 10th when the Yuppies moved into Hell's Kitchen, they found like 80 skulls. It's like a Westies thing.
That's like the scene in The Revenant when he just sees.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that yet.
Oh, you didn't see it?
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Intense.
Very intense.
Really intense.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that Tom Hardy guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Fucking, you would never know that guy's fucking British. Dude,
Oh,
like,
no.
Right.
he did that other thing with the bootleggers. What was the movie where him and his brother play these bootleggers? And he gets his...
Oh, the drop?
no.
The one
He
with
was in the
Gandolfini?
drop,
No,
too.
from
that was good too. But no, this
1920s. This is
1920s.
Outlaws.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Ah,
it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was
Right,
good.
and that sounds great. I mean, he's good in everything.
Yeah, the drop was good too.
Artie, were you around at the strip when that guy got shot?
No, I was never there when the guy got shot. When did that happen?
Night manager supposedly was shot by the Westies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When was that?
This he was dating Nancy Redmond.
Yeah.
Nancy Redmond's boyfriend was the manager of the comic strip, and he was leaving with bags of money. And as soon as he stepped outside, someone shot him and stole the money.
Well, you know what it was? The Westies had guys, you know, Yorkville, where James Cagney's from on the Upper East Side there. There's all crazy Irish guys there. Colin Quinn got friendly with one of them. He was the funniest fucking guy. This guy was a crackhead, and he would smoke crack, walk down the street on the Upper East Side, and just take his clothes off and throw them in back of him. And guys who were like his friends would pick up the clothes because he would just get naked smoking crack walking down the street. And he did real time, you know. The guy would leave Colin voicemails. He'd play him for me. It was so like scary but funny. Hey, Colin, I want to make that one-man thing you're doing. The way I tell us about the revolution or something. Yeah, call me. This guy, like these buddies of his want to stay in good with him, so he'd smoke crack. He throws his clothes in the back of the pick him up. Imagine if you saw that. But those guys, yeah, you know what? It might have been because that's Upper East Side. It might have been that part of the crew. Like they knew he was going to have money. They cased it out. And
Well, no. Something supposedly.
What year are we talking about?
It's the 80s.
In the 80s.
Someone like Richie, who's the owner of the strip,
Yeah,
was
Richie.
down with those guys too.
Yeah.
Because he was a Bronx bar.
He was a
owner.
shady guy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So supposedly someone was dealing coke out of the strip and they shouldn't have been.
Right.
And that's how it kind of.
Well, I can help you out there.
It's always the cook.
You ever see Richie lately? And I kind of like that guy, but lately now he walks when he wants to tell you a story.
Oh no!
He's like 89, you know. He's got those really high white knee-high socks. And it's like, why don't you go home? You know, isn't it, the career's over? I mean, you did well. He shows you a picture of him in Beverly Hills, the set of Beverly Hills Cop. You know, yeah, and he goes like this. I was managing Tony Rock, and I went up to Stern. I said, "Don't bring up Chris Rock, because he'll bust my balls." Because that story came out where Eddie Murphy's a fag, you know. And what's Tony Rock do? He brings it up right away. And I got to walk in and I get grilled. He's spitting in my ear. He gets this far from your fucking ear. Is he still there every night?
Yeah.
Never not there.
Like, you know, come on. Go smell the roses.
He doesn't like when anybody says asshole anymore.
Really?
Yeah, like if you say asshole.
he's born again.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Okay.
he's
Well, that
freaking out.
Yeah.
he's taking all the curses out of Beverly Hills Cop 3.
I think I managed Eddie Murphy. It's hilarious.
He had
that he
throat
has a
cancer.
problem with asshole.
He had throat cancer and he beat it, and I think
Right. That's why. It's
he was born again.
Yeah. So I try to. He kept busting me to do some charity event there, and I'm like, what? He goes, it's going to help the club. You're 89. What's going to extra $200 going to pull in for this? Like, what's going on?
I love that you're adding years on his age. He's
Okay,
not
well,
80.
Did you ever meet Lucian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The worst, most awkward thing. Lucian had he had lupus, right? His fingers were falling off.
Yeah.
And he's a thin, effeminate guy. I was talking to Brian Callen at the bar. This was like 98ish, and I said, what does a Lucian have? I go, he has lupus, AIDS. He was right behind me.
Oh my God.
He gave me a look like, hey, how you doing?
Hello, Artie.
Yeah.
I'm sure those jokes work in New Jersey. That's what he used to always say.
I already have
in
a.
Jersey, they think it's funny.
You see, Artie, I already have a fat racist from Jersey.
Just because you're wearing a Yankee hat, I know you live in New Jersey.
That doesn't fly here.
He told me, he says, I don't know what to do with this pirate thing you're doing.
Did he really?
Yeah. I don't know what to do with this pirate thing. you're doing.
I do. Give me the lockbox.
we did a parody of that movie, Being John Malkovich. You know, when they're in his head for a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And it was like being Lucian Holt or something.
Yeah.
And we like acted as if you were inside Lucian, and you had to go in through like somebody's ass. That's all I remember.
Vanessa Hollingshead?
You had to go in through John Bush, who's not even around anymore.
All of a sudden, you're in Vanessa
You had
Hollingshead.
to go in, yeah.
And
we're like doing him pick all the comedians making the list for the week. Well, you know, 'cause
I think I was at Patrice's roast, and then somebody said Lucian Hole caught that disease from finger popping Vanessa Hollingshead.
oh
and
shit!
And it
Never
just
worked there
kept-
again.
Did you
kept
ever
spreading.
believe in Digit and Vanessa?
I don't know who said it. That was a brutal.
That's a great one.
What was that other mean lady, Starla? Did you ever
Starla, yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That Christmas party, I also remember this. Lucian would go up there. If anyone wants to come on the mic, they can just roast somebody if they'd like.
If they'd
And
like.
I think I remember Jim Norton going up and just starting fucking shitting on people. This was like before Norton was anybody.
Yeah.
And him, do you know who Jay London is?
Yeah.
He said something about Jay London's headshot actually looks like a Picasso.
God.
Oh, those were the days. We need a Lucian. They need a guy like that. We were just saying that on the way up. There's no guy in New York that you have to like
That you
impress.
hate?
That you have to impress, or you can't be fucking famous.
Really? Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah,
guess.
you didn't need him.
He
Fuck
was
him.
the guy. He was intimidating.
Estes, all those people in one person.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Estes
But you
like
really
that.
can't do anything
What do you mean, to be famous?
to
or-
get your career. Like,
Well, did Lucian?
there was a lot of auditions at his
I got
club.
Mad TV from a spot at the comic strip.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I-
Saturday Night Live would come
Yeah,
in.
Nobody does that. I
But that club has history,
back
though.
in the
You
day,
know who's
they
got
did.
more auditions than any, more showcases than any? Al Martin does more showcases than anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
Well, it's kid alone. It's 4 shows.
Is that they still have that George Foreman grill on the bar? Remember that? They used to cook the hamburgers on the bar.
That's the greatest shot ever. Look
York
at you,
Comic
man.
Club.
That's
What
my
year
old,
is this?
Probably 92. That's my old pimp.
Dude, you look like
That's
Manny
my-
Ramirez.
That's my old pimp. That's my stable and everything.
Wow.
What do you got? You
That
got-
chick's hot except for the Adidas across her face. That's
you got
92.
Jerry
Where is
curl?
it? 90, where is that?
92 in Brooklyn.
Let me see that.
Where are you?
I'm in the middle.
Holy shit.
I'm in the middle with all the hoods.
Wow,
Who
dude.
is?
Cowboy hat. I love that.
Old dirty bastard in there.
Nah.
12. I had 12 at one time.
You're shooting a video? It looks like a fucking music video.
It should be, right?
We're shooting a bank manager, not a video.
I look exhausted.
Yeah, well, they'll do it, I'm sure. That one chick looks like look at me. God, that is. They look like they could teach you anything.
Yeah, the one.
And
the
where are
one
the
on
girls now?
They're not the
don't know,
go-go.
One's dating Richie from the comic shop.
The one on the right is how I got out of it. Like I had sent a crew of them to hang out with some drug dealers up in the Poconos.
That sounds like a great weekend.
And I was like, listen, you all go together and you make sure you all come back. And this one right here, she was like gangster.
Really?
She'd go to a bachelor party. Okay, I there's some full balls in here. Let's empty these balls out. She was like that.
Wow.
And she stayed. And then the dude who was like the head guy was like, look, why don't you just stay with me for the weekend?
Yeah.
And she did. And I was like, make sure you come back. And she didn't listen. And then he fell out, passed out, and they gang raped her.
Oh,
With a
God.
broken Moet bottle to her neck. And she.
They broke the Moet bottle.
Yeah, and they put it to her neck. And,
Terrible.
and they all kind of like, for the whole weekend. And then she like lost it. They had to commit her for a while.
Oh, that's a big
And
thing.
I got out of the game. That's how I got out of the game. I was like,
You retired your number.
yeah, man. I was like, I didn't have it, you know.
And now she's on Saturday Night Live. She's in Ghostbusters.
I didn't have the head for it. I really didn't have the head for it.
Leslie Jones.
Paul got it.
I want more. I want to hear more.
She didn't even get
Richie.
a pinball machine.
Yeah, I don't know. Richie's acting like he's a startup or something.
We call him. He has a disease that's very rare. It's called Eddie Murphy Alzheimer's. Have you had him? He'll literally retell you the same Eddie Murphy story
really.
in the same day. Sometimes
Right.
you're like, dude, he has this story where he's hanging. Because if you watch those, like Delirious, Richie's on screen.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, he's got the one shot of him, and one of the Beverly Hills Cops is like a big cash shot.
He's like calling them. He's like, come this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Well, the other manager died.
Yeah, he
the lawyer
died.
guy,
Bob Wax.
Bob
Yeah,
Wax
Bob
died.
Wax died.
Yeah. Well, he was the guy who sued Eddie Murphy. Yeah, for Coming to America. He claimed that was his idea,
Oh, I thought it was.
and he got money.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, Bob would hang out at the strip last year when he was still alive and drinking like white wine and basically insulting women. it was fantastic because he's got so much. You just sit there, a female comic would come in and you go, going on stage dressed like that?
Man,
what are you doing?
I don't care.
You got to dress nicer. You're a lady. Look
stopped-
like one.
he stopped caring.
mean, man.
He didn't give a shit.
He just stopped caring.
He would
Just
give the
yelling.
worst comedy advice. That guy would just come up and it would make no sense.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer.
Why don't you be like Eddie Murphy? Give me a movie idea,
I'm
Bob.
white.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, every manager, what are they? Just lucky idiots, really?
That's like the luckiest of all time, though. The luck into Eddie Murphy.
There was another guy, King Broder, who managed Murphy originally. Yeah,
Really?
He didn't actually. He was a Long Island guy, and he's still alive. And he didn't manage Eddie Murphy, but he signed him to a management contract,
Right.
So that when
That's
Eddie
hilarious.
hit,
That's
he
hilarious.
sued him for the percentage.
Really?
Yeah, got it.
I remember.
It's a piece of paper, man.
Richie has told me like Eddie's really cool, like because of how nice Eddie Murphy is. I think they still get checks.
Yeah.
They haven't managed him in like fucking 20
Really?
years.
Well, that's why you do Pluto Nash. My vote for luckiest guy is there's the Drew Carey, Tim Allen guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's got syndication in 3 sitcoms.
Right.
Oh,
The guy with Fenway Park in his backyard.
Yeah.
Who's
I've
the
been to
guy?
that
Messina,
house.
yeah.
That house is insane.
Yeah, I played third.
The guy bought his neighbor's house and turned it into a sports bar.
Well,
What's a wiffle ball
wiffle
field?
ball Fenway Park Stadium.
Yeah.
Was he the manager, Drew Carey and Tim Allen's manager?
Yeah, he
Oh,
literally
just-
has like a
what's his
a
name? What was
wiffle
his
ball
name?
stadium in
Messina.
his backyard.
Oh, Rick Messina.
Yeah.
Rick used to book Dangerfields, and his assistant was Linda Rowe. And when he hit, he went to L.A. and gave her Dangerfields.
She's still learning how to
Still
run.
booking it.
Just take it.
What about who manages who?
Promise me one thing: the waiters never get rid of those vests. that's the Upper East Side's version of a suicide vest. The vest those waiters.
Is Chario
Let's
still
keep
there?
everything. Yes,
still there, man.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Dude, how long has that guy been a waiter there? 40 years?
Chario, but what's great
40
is 'cause,
years,
right,
I
so
bet.
Chario's an angry old man, and I've seen him yell at customers for no reason. So
Out of his mind.
I'm in there the other night, right? 2 women come in and they go, "Excuse me, sir, who's on the lineup?" And he goes, "We have comics from HBO, CBS." They go, "Yes, but what are their names?" He goes, "I said we have comics from HBO, CBS." So then
CBS.
So what?
Wait, that's CBS.
Johnny Carson.
So what?
CBS.
One of the other managers comes over and is telling them about the lineup, right? And the women go, "Yes, but do you have any female comics?" And Chario hears this and he comes over and he goes, "We had 2, but they had their fucking period, so they had to leave."
Did he really? I love when he does.
And they went, "I have never," and they ran out.
Dude, that guy's farted right in front of my girlfriend, like in her face.
Yeah.
Go fart in front of your girlfriend and laugh and walk away. You're like, dude, what's your problem?
I don't give a shit about your girlfriend.
Wait, you have a girlfriend and a wife now, Joe?
That's a long time ago. That's a long time.
Dude, I haven't worked Dangerfield. They still email me with wanting avails. I'm like, can you? I hate Dangerfield. No,
Yeah, it's depressing there.
that is a worse club.
I'll be there this evening.
There you go, dropping names.
This
Ryan.
is how anal I am. I used to sneak in when they weren't looking and shut the reverb. They put the reverb on like you're a fucking lounge singer from the 70s. So you have an echoey mic, and I used to sneak
Don't you
in
go
and
change
shut
it.
it off.
You can end this how you want.
Hey, who's the least successful manager? The guy who managed Hood?
Hood. What happened to that guy? Is he gone? Jeez, there's an old name.
That's like that guy. Who's the guy who did
The guy, Aruba Ray, I think. He's like,
Hood.
But there's the guy who used to
he's
imitate,
trying to get the Aruba money.
he used to imitate John Kennedy, and when John Kennedy got shot, like his act was over. That was Hood. Hood was like his closer was opening his vest and having explosives. He was like a Middle Eastern guy.
That'll go good now.
Yeah, he had to get out of the business after 9/11.
September 11th.
9/12.
Who managed him?
he just
Tony Camacho?
Imagine being his wife and you're paying the bills. You see 9/11 happens. Honey,
Get in here.
Need a new coat.
do not turn the TV on. Whatever you do. But don't turn it between now. At some point before you go to work today, turn it on. But,
Why don't you open the vest and there's candy instead? Watches?
yeah.
Flags. American flags.
2 things are not going to be here when you get home from work. That vest and me.
Just do it with one hand.
North Carolina declares a state of
I
emergency.
just saw that. What? They're getting snow.
Because of a
all the way
snowstorm.
down?
How big is this fucking thing coming
Supposed to
now?
go from Friday to Sunday.
It's huge. Yeah, I got to leave early tomorrow now because
Your spots got canceled already.
Well, yeah, DC is really bad, but it's supposed to get here like tomorrow afternoon, I guess.
Oh,
I bought a snowblower yesterday. I'm fucking psyched.
you're so suburban.
Ready. I'm fucking taking that storm out. I'm good. I don't have a gig
I
Saturday.
can't
night.
wait, man. I'm just gonna crank my Jeep up and drive around. I'm gonna be the
Do
only
it.
person driving
You should
around.
just put a plow in the front, make like 10 grand in 2 hours.
Go get that chick at the insane asylum and say you need a ride.
I told my 8-year-old, I'm like, fucking take the snowblower out and just start knocking on doors. You'll make
Fuck
like
yeah.
you'll be able to buy like a
8
fucking
years old with the snowblower?
You'll be able to
that's
buy a new
even-
PlayStation
give him a
in like
shovel.
a day.
Dude, I did it when I was 10. 10 years old, I used to fucking shovel
Yeah, you were
snow.
a tough kid and not a comedian.
I mean,
son.
didn't we do that?
My son's not strong enough to shovel and
I'm
we
saying
get
if he's got a blower, fuck.
snowblower, yeah, you can
Yeah.
go to town.
That should be an app, Uber snowblower. You can
But
just
I'm-
call the guy to your place.
Did you blow any
good
snow?
one.
And I blew Father Murphy.
It's a good idea, actually, because they never knock when you need them to.
Yeah.
Fucking Mexicans are in a whole other town.
Oh,
Whoa,
stop.
hey,
Come on. Hey, watch yourself.
Whoa.
What do you think you are?
They're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
They want $60.
That's
$60
$60
for
to do it, and I don't even have a lot. Yeah, they're all like fucking 60 years old. These guys knock on your
I'm coming
door
to fucking Joe's house
with the
tonight
fucking
with a
with
shovel.
the Jeep.
I'll get Trump was like, I'll get them to do your driveway and they'll pay for it. All right.
I bought one at a Home Depot in the Bronx.
How
It was
much
fucking
did you get, a big
hilarious.
one?
I should have bought a bit. I know that I'm gonna have to return it because
Right,
it's
'cause
gonna
it's
be
not
like
big enough.
just fucking jammed
Home
inside
De-
the chute.
the guys at Home Depot wear the same vest as Dangerfield guys. Good night.
I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Dude, I bet you can lure Artie back in if you say the right subject.
Let me see.
Every time I think I'm
Yeah,
out,
I want to see it.
You have one? Oh, I got to see that.
Yeah.
They
I
pulled me back
auditioned
in.
for that fucking part.
What part?
A part I was completely wrong for.
Ryan, I want to see your text.
I wonder if there was a guy who played this part in the pilot.
What was the
I
part?
auditioned for like a major jerk off that just goes off on him.
Oh.
And with that
I
night
just
where
played
he
a
goes,
tow
on,
truck.
were you at the scene?
I smack him, and I pay a tow truck driver.
Oh, you do?
I will end with this. I'll end with this. This is impressive.
Does anyone know the name of the newly picked up HBO pilot?
What's it? It's called Crash.
No, but the name of the actual episode.
No.
Artie Lang.
Is it really? Wow.
Good night.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Don't drop the mic.
This is fucked up already.
style.
Yeah. And thank you. Unless I'm cut out, it might be Dante Nero. I don't know.
Stop that, Joe.
Who else is in it?
I know. All I know is it was me. Everybody's in it except you, Joe.
No,
That's it.
I'm so depressed.
Fuck.
I'm so delusional. I think because Artie and I have the same manager.
Yeah.
That, like I'll get like a fucking.
Who's your manager?
I'll get a part
Who's your
in Rick Dorfman.
Okay, cool. Oh, you're not with the stand.
No, not with those guys anymore.
Why not? What happened?
Huh?
Can we talk? What happened?
Oh, I haven't been with the guys from the stand in a long time.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you with them, Dante?
He left
I
before
left
me.
first.
Yeah.
I left
Do you
first.
get spots there?
No,
Me either.
no, not at all.
They did ask me to do a roast battle. Does that mean I can get spots now?
No.
I think they broadcast that. I think they put it on the internet or whatever.
They
They
broadcast.
put it on YouTube.
How do they do that?
I don't want to.
They asked me who I wanted to roast. I'm like, I don't know. I have to think.
Why
I should
would you-
roast Ryan Reese.
I'm not.
Why
doing
would
it.
you roast someone?
I don't want to write
I don't
jokes for free.
Exactly. Why would you do
It
that?
doesn't even it doesn't. Pay.
Gary Goldman
It's a lot
said,
of work
"Really?"
involved.
He goes, "Really? You can't write a joke for your act? Really? All the jokes are written for your act, so you got time to write for this horse shit? Fuck that."
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Well, if you do something well, get paid for it.
yeah.
So,
And they're not paying anybody.
It looked fun, so I was like, maybe I'll fucking do it because it's fun. I don't know. They asked me to roast Gino. I'm like, I already roasted him once. I don't want to re-roast anybody ever. Gonna go dig out write all new jokes for a guy I already roasted once. It's a lot of
Do the same ones.
Do the same ones. Gino Bisconte. What was the fucking joke on his last name? Sounds like a gay cookie. Something. I don't remember. I said you need a flux capacitor for his act to be relevant. He should be wearing a tuxedo. How does he do those jokes without wearing a tuxedo? Something like that. Oh, my God. It's on. You know what? Is it on YouTube?
Yes,
Yeah, it
it
is
is.
on YouTube. I think it was a Florentine roast.
That's funny.
Cringe humor.
Cringe. Yeah, man.
So you wouldn't rather have people see your roast battle than your Letterman?
I probably would if it went well.
No.
What's Letterman gonna do?
Yeah, but it's like whenever people search you,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always hate when it's like, some basement show that you didn't even know, like the club was like getting clips from or something like that. Or that's what people do now. They just put
no,
everything
yeah,
on
that's
YouTube.
you really got to monitor what's on there. Like,
How do you get him down?
Well, I think you just try to keep track of like, hey, I don't want this on your live feed or your because that's all they're looking for is content. So everybody tapes like.
Well, also your bookings too, man. I had a college that had booked me, and they called my agent, and they were like, we saw online that he's making fun of a Puerto Rican person," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, that was an urban show, and that's on like page 10 of Google. How much did you research?"
Really?
Yeah.
They looked into it that much?
Well,
Well, I'm doing like a clean show, and they find a clip of Artie yelling the N-word and fireworks, and get the water.
Yeah. Artie's gonna have to come back in for this podcast. Let's just end it. He's out of here,
Yeah,
right? Our
all right.
boss just left, right?
Plugs?
What time is it?
Plugs?
Yeah, let's do
4:15.
let's do some plugs, man.
long has the show been?
I'll beat the Lincoln Tunnel traffic.
Hour and 20.
Ryan Reese, what do you got? Where are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be in the city. I'll be Dangerfields tonight and the Cellar this weekend.
That's your plugs?
Yeah.
City spots? What's your
I'm-
Twitter?
I'm sorry.
What's your Twitter?
You can find me online at rrcomedy.com.
Check out Ryan Reese.
Yeah.
I sound like Harry Callis. Paul Morrissey.
Paul
Where
has
are
a
you gonna
website.
be? You're gonna you got snowed out this weekend.
Yeah, DC Improv shows are rescheduled for April 7th to the 9th, but I'll be at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center February 20th in Newark, New Jersey.
Nice.
February.
That's where I did America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah, how'd
Yeah.
that go?
It was a couple years ago.
Yeah. Were you juggling?
That's
It
where
went
they
well
fucked
when
you.
I
Isn't that where
performed
they
there.
fucked you and
I won.
re-edited it?
I did well that
Is
round.
it a nice place to perform it?
Oh, it's amazing. Artie taped his last special there
Oh, he did?
in Newark. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so just paulhasawebsite.com is all I got.
You
Dante Nero.
Yeah, I'm running around the city, but I don't care about that. You could check out my podcast, The Beige Phillips Show, if you actually need to know how to manage your bitch.
Yes.
Hit me. I'm also doing one-on-one consultations at savemedante@gmail.com. One-on-one consultations.
I love it.
Save me,
That's a
Dante
reality
at
show.
gmail.com.
That's a reality
Okay.
show.
That-
waiting
Ryan
to
gets it for free.
Save me,
all he has to
Dante.
do is call me. He just calls me on the hotline. So, but yeah, if you do need you got a problem, hit me. Listen to the podcast. I'm teaching stuff. Right, Ron?
Check out Dante.
Did you ever give the answer to what our friend should do?
What?
Our comedian friend?
Friend
can
zone
do that.
one?
Well, he's gonna fuck it up. Like he's gonna fuck it up. He has to go out with more. He has to pursue more girls so that he has more options. Oh yeah.
Write down your address. Maybe I can get them to send it right to you.
Okay. All right.
That's not a guarantee, though.
All right. He's gonna fuck it up because he doesn't have the experience to maintain it anyway. So, no. Yeah.
By the way, Pete Holmes ended the text with this.
Should I text him? Text you the address or text him
No,
the
write,
address?
write the address down here.
Was there ever a doubt that show was going to get picked up? Come on, you got Judd Apatow on HBO,
You didn't say. You should have said we got Dante
and you
Nero
got
on
Dante
it.
Nero.
Oh, also I'm doing. I got a part in John Wick.
Yeah, Artie Klein.
Is that a Denzel movie?
No,
That
Keanu
was-
Reeves.
Oh,
You didn't see John Wick
No,
1?
no.
That's fucking amazing. So I got a part in that. But yo,
you done with your plug? Is your plug still going?
Yeah, I was just. He asked me about the thing. He's gonna fuck it up because he's not
I have
ready.
I have a plug, but
Go ahead.
finish what he should do.
He's
what do you
not.
think?
He's gonna fuck it up because he doesn't have the ability to maintain this attractive chick that he wasn't really ready for in the first place.
Is there such thing as being completely out of your league and wasting your time?
No.
Not
There has to be.
No,
Wow.
not out of your league. You can be. Your game cannot be strong enough to maintain a relationship, but never out of your league. You mean 'cause
Never,
of your-
you're never out of
Never.
it, no matter what.
Never. It's
Yeah.
all game. There's guys on death row
That have a shot.
that have
Have mo-
women travel to
Oh,
Arizona and it's all because, and they're doing it with letters.
Right.
So it's if
It's all game.
The definition of a guy who doesn't have a future is a guy on death row. Like his future is August.
But they all talk to 5 girls a day. That's why.
I don't know, but yeah, well,
Death
probably
row
said I'm
guys
more-
are giving compliments to 5
Dude, what
girls
about
a
the
day.
prisoners that got the guard to bring in the tools so they could break out?
How
That's
about
game.
if you're fucking the CO? How do you get to fuck the CO? It's crazy.
We have Artie back. Artie's back.
Ryan, you lived with Pete Holmes, right?
I didn't live with him. I came up with him.
Well, you consider him a friend?
Yeah.
Yes.
To me, this is passive aggressive. Ready? I told him you were here. He said, "Make sure you tell Ryan my HBO show got picked up, and tell him good luck at Dangerfield."
It's not really
mean.
That's
Joe-
not really passive aggressive.
But he said, Joe, I told him about
Wait,
you.
he still knows my name? Oh, this is better than I thought.
They want to use other comics, and I told Apatow about you, Joe, and it's coming through. Look at this. I'm thinking about using that guy you suggested for the second. This is from Apatow. Joe Machi. Sorry.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, Pete Holmes is very excited.
Should
Why,
be.
we should be.
It's like he has a Brussels Griffon. He's yeah. It's
He's
I
a
mean,
chocolatier.
We expect a podcast episode.
There's
That's all
no-
we got to say.
there's what?
You have to do a podcast episode
Of what?
Of this show on HBO.
What do you think? I can pitch fucking episode ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call Judd right now.
Your fucking name's on the title of the
No,
first episode.
because I'm the comic that
He owes you.
He's just gonna say he's gonna ask for one,
Right.
And then you suggest us, and we're, you know, 2 lines.
Should I
each.
snowblow your driver on it?
I want to change my name to Day Player.
Nah, I tell you,
One-off.
this is a real story though. But then I think about his wife and all that shit. Pete Holmes' story, right?
Oh
man?
yeah, well that's
Oh,
what the,
wow. Did he get divorced from her?
He needed your advice, man. Oh yeah.
He's too nice.
But he's good with another chick now. Is cute. And
Nice.
So he was married and he broke up with his wife, and she
Cheated on him with
Yeah, that's what the pilot's about.
oh shit. You know who I just spoke to?
Then he goes on stage right after he catches the guy,
Right.
and he bombs his.
Right.
Well, I shouldn't say anything.
Yo,
So I just gave away the pilot.
you know who I just said on my podcast? Pete Lee.
Love Pete Lee.
And
Did
Pete
he-
Lee
Did
is
he dish?
No, I mean yeah, he talked about
dished?
Well, he didn't because he's still going through some
I
stuff
know what's going down.
with the ex.
Sounds like it.
The ex that
Yeah.
Pete Lee's breaking up with his wife.
he
They got divorced.
He got divorced.
Wow.
I know.
See what happens?
But
He's
that's
dating like a
that's
famous
a
chick.
prime
You think you know a guy.
example. That's a prime example of a dude who's bending over backwards to please his woman, and then she just goes, "You're a
Pete-
pussy." I'm
Pete
fucking
is like
somebody.
a really in shape,
Right.
funny, nice guy.
Yeah,
and he's a black
Did-
belt in Taekwondo too.
Didn't
One of the
stop
best
drinking.
hair guys
Really
in
nice
the
guy. And I heard they were getting. And his wife is a little heavy set. Drinks a lot. Drinks a lot. Drinks a lot. And it like she's like the dude in the relationship.
Yeah, that's
And
what
when
happens,
When I
yeah.
heard about the breakup, I figured, I bet. My first instinct, and I told Pete this. I said, I bet Pete is like dating some yoga instructor in L.A. and that's what happened.
No, right? Wow.
So,
Well, is he all right? Is he like broken?
Yeah,
all
he's
right?
better. He's better. He's
Oh,
good.
okay, that's good.
Is he
yeah,
dating
That
he's
sounds
better,
like-
but he's getting ready to fuck this.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's so
see it.
nice.
What up? Well, what do you mean?
Pete is so nice.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's dodging a bullet with this chick. He wants to get out of the.
Yeah, but he's so nice. Like I don't think it has anything to
Oh,
do with
oh,
the chick.
oh,
It's
right.
like if you act pussy, she treats you like a bitch.
Oh, I'm reading between the lines. You're saying he's gay. I mean, he's super nice.
And you know he's like a badass too. Like he's
Yep.
got
Pete-
like a black belt.
Do I know him? Is he? Where? What I know him? Where?
Yeah, you
Younger
know
guy?
him.
He's-
sweet guy.
He's a guy I would say is a good friend of mine.
Yeah,
I'd say
okay.
he's a guy that I would call if I had a
Oh, all
problem.
right. And is he younger? How old is he?
My age.
Okay. Well, listen. I hope you like. I think you know what? I think that's they don't have kids, right?
No.
So what the fuck? I think it sounds like a good. But why are you worried about him? Because you're gonna make the same mistake again? You think?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, that
kind of
happens
too.
with guys usually make the same
I
mistake.
fucking hate it, dude. I like when Ryan. I called Ryan. Fucking, he wouldn't even talk to me at first.
I was embarrassed.
He was
Ryan who?
Ryan went through some shit.
Oh,
with-
Ryan. You're just Ryan. Okay.
And he wouldn't talk to me. I was like, "Fucking Ryan, talk to me." He was just like,
I dated a super hot Italian broad from Westchester
Uh-huh.
that fucking ruined my life for like 2 years.
It happens,
This is
man.
the
Therapist,
The therapist.
yeah.
I didn't know
She
she was
had-
Italian. You
Yeah,
didn't tell
she
me
had-
that.
She's a therapist.
Yeah,
they
she
can fuck with your head.
She had me jumping through hoops, man.
Yeah.
What
that's what
town
it
in Westchester?
Yorkville,
Yorktown.
You know, when I did a hot chick who's also Freud,
Oh, it was rough.
Save me,
and you're a
Dante.
comedian
She had
pushing buttons, man.
Save me, Dante. Get a cut bottle to her neck. That'll put her in line.
But she tried to come back, and you told her no.
She
That was
she tried to
all
come back recently, yeah.
And
Oh,
you said
really?
no.
No kidding.
Well, because she was with some dude that she's been living with. He don't want to marry her because
Right.
she's nuts. So now she's feeling.
Call her right now. Let's leave Under My Thumb by the Stones on her.
You had to have sex with her once.
No, I didn't have sex with her.
Hey, I got a message from Ryan.
and I like them.
Woman, don't have me down. That's it, baby.
By the way, great documentary you got to see.
What?
1973 Jimi Hendrix.
I got it. Wait, it's on iTunes. Oh, brand new, you mean?
No, it's old.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
It's from 1973. There's interviews with Mick Jagger, Lou Reed, Clapton. They're all young.
What's the name of the? Well, I'll find
It's
it.
just called Jimi Hendrix.
This iTunes, man, is amazing. It's such a forest of wonderment.
Is that the one where he goes where Clapton?
It's got all the
is-
girls in it.
Where
The-
Clapton is people are chanting Clapton is God, and he goes.
Clapton-
no.
that's the kid
And he
Clapton
goes,
cried.
No.
Yeah.
He looks like super
He
young.
goes.
You're
Jimmy
barely-
is
Right.
Hendrix is God.
Clapton cried when he saw me. He said.
And they interview like 7 of Hendrix's girlfriends, and they all say like as soon as you get in there, he would just start playing Bob Dylan all the time. It was really annoying because it's still like 73.
He
so
loves.
Dylan is-
He loved Dylan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, he covered all his songs. He covered a lot of his tunes.
Yeah, and Little Rich, he played background to Little Richard, and Little
got to
Richard
see
is
that.
crazy in it.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking see that.
We know what that is.
Oh, you have that clip? I don't know. Sorry, you
What?
want to hear it?
What clip? You can hear me talking right now?
Yeah.
I can't hear myself. All right, well, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Can you hear it in your headsets?
No.
Then you won't. You have to switch.
What? And I can't hear myself in my headsets. I can hear other
Then
people.
you unplug yourself next time.
No,
Where's his headset?
okay, I got
Mic
it.
is perfect.
Wait, it keeps going out. I guarantee you didn't hear. I just. As long
I
as
hear you fine.
Did you hear the Home Depot joke? Can I redo it? Go ahead. No, what, Joe? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's it? You should be pretty excited. It should be a great day.
What do you want me to do?
Does this I'm just wondering. How does that register in your brain?
I'm more happy that Ryan got over that chick. I don't know how long. I mean, I'm not like I don't got back end money in the fucking thing. Jesus Christ!
How many episodes?
Get an appetite with on the yacht.
A whole first season.
It's funny.
No, what do you mean? I don't know. They said that
the scene is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, with the scene.
Could you imagine if one of us got a show like we just found out our show on HBO got picked up for a whole season?
What do you want me to do?
I would be fucking going. I don't know. I'd be fucking
doing the same thing Eli Manning did when he won the Super Bowl.
I mean, you're not getting any of my passive aggressive shit. I went in the room, you didn't leave. I'm out here. You guys are still talking about fucking snowblowers.
I don't know. I'd probably call my mom.
Do you fucking get all like when you get shit, you get all nuts?
Yeah, what are you, a fruit? I mean, come on.
Oh, I've never gotten anything to that level. That's another level. I've gotten like comedy specials and that kind of stuff, but never.
Yeah, but at the time when you got the special, you were. It was a big thing when you got it, though. No.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, did you get all goofy?
Yeah, and then and literally like 45 minutes after that, you get anxious. But if I go, oh shit, now I have to do this.
If I've proven anything to myself, it's that I can fuck up good news. So believe me, I learned not to get too carried away with myself a long time ago.
Keep it in the middle.
You might be real Italians would think that I'm going to jinx it if I get excited, so I'm going to not show.
Yeah, stop putting the fucking gnocchi.
The malloy.
The malloy. Yeah.
What did you call it? The gnocchi?
I said the gnocchi.
The gnocchi? It's called the gnocchi?
It's the malloy. It's the malloy.
It's the tortellini.
Gnocchi.
All right, let's hear a little Richard.
Gnocchi.
He was a star. When I got him, he was a star. Sly told you that everybody is a star. The only problem is some people haven't been put in the dipper and pulled back on the world. That's what the answer is. That's what the answer. You got to be placed into the dipper and pulled back down on the world, and then men would see your good works and glorify God Jehovah. Jimmy
He's got a fucking
could play that
couple
rock and roll.
of
I
his
used to
cum
be
in his
singing
stomach.
rock and roll, get him, woo, 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 woo. He gone. He have that thing just romping and tumping all up under my toes. At times, he used to make my big toe shoot up in my boot. He did it so good. He gave it all to you.
Yeah. Some Hendrix.
And that's what you want. You want it all or none. But Jimmy had this perseverance to go on. He didn't mind looking freaky.
All black
like, I don't
guys
mind it.
Are fucking
Because I was doing it before he was.
No, they're all funny, too.
And I know when he saw me, he gave him confidence and great recompense of reward, my Lord. Trying to spread a little joy and love together to show the world that the end is not yet, that I got to take you higher.
Richard, the boom guy's going to the bathroom.
Some cocaine, a piece of grass, some heroin. But Jimmy was going to take him higher than that. And he's always wanted to be this big star. But I never got a chance to see him after he made it. They would never let me come back. I said, why?
I wonder why, yeah.
What did I do? I had something to tell him. And I never did. So now I have to talk about it and let him know it was good. I just want to let him know that I knew you was going to make it.
This is that's pharmaceutical grade Coke.
You got to see him while he's talking. He's nuts.
Oh, I know. It's unbelievable. But that woo thing is exactly how Pete Holmes ended the text. It says woo.
Woo!
What is he talking?
Am I lying?
This is a documentary. They interview all these people.
That's just an interview.
But from 1973, because Hendrix was his backup. He played guitar in his band.
Yeah.
And
King Curtis, him and King Curtis.
Who keeps wailing on the guitar?
What is that? You got to leave?
I hear like,
oh, good. All right.
Like
I can't guarantee it. I'll try.
Okay.
Otherwise, if I get, Joe, you have something else?
No.
Joe, you got your plugs. You didn't do
I got my
snowblower
plugs, and then
thing.
we're done.
A snowblower story is I can hear people canceling subscriptions.
maybe that should be your theme song, the
You know
Snowblower.
What? Keep that at the Fixing Joe set. Fixing my snowblower. No, it's it's a great day, Joe. I'm happy.
This we figured it out when Artie has he's.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
extra
I know.
mean
I can't
when
get
he's
excited
happy.
about shit.
When you're happy, you get extra mean. That's
No, I don't. Extra mean.
You want? Will you call your mom soon and tell her, or she won't even give a shit?
She knows she knows disappointment's coming around the bend too.
She's waiting for it.
My mother's over getting excited.
Did they have an actress?
That's
ready
great, Art. I can't wait for the call when you're not at the third episode and no one can find you.
Do you have a mom?
Should I just go right to the Colombian Presbyterian Psych Ward now?
Do they have an actress in line to play your mother?
No, it's not my show, dude. I might not even be in the fucking thing.
Who plays the comedy club
I'm
owner?
have you seen Joe in a dress? Because
No, the good news is supposedly I did well in the pilot and it's going to air. So it's
Right.
that's good.
The bad news is Judd Apatow's going skydiving this weekend.
It's fine with me. I just need the one episode. Because if we learned anything, Rick Dorfman can capitalize on heat.
I this is how crazy I am.
I want to wait till Dorfman has a Fenway Park in his backyard.
When I was in the heat of my anxiety, I would be less afraid on an airplane when my career was going terribly. And if I had like a little fucking anything, I was like,
I'm not good
I'd be
enough.
afraid to fucking
I got
get
a
on
text
the
from a listener. Can Joe go back to the snowblower? I'll give you an example. Joe is to me one of my good friends from this, and he blindsided me on Stern. I get him on the show, and then
So you took it as a blindside.
But no, it was-
I
you
took
were-
it as a
to this day, I don't-
friendly move.
But
Wait,
to this day, I don't really know what you were saying, because I was asleep. No, no, you came on, and I guess Howard knew you were gonna. He took it as a diss because that's the reason he paid attention to it. But what you said that I hang up on you or something, or I don't pay attention.
No. It was more like how it was a drug thing. When someone's on drugs, there's the way they act, and there's a.
But you didn't bring the drug thing. You said that my personality was.
No. Don't you remember the whole subject?
No.
It was all that no one really knew where they stood from you. They felt like there was like a.
I thought I was being very clear.
A little bit of a. You're fucking with
No, I'm not. No, listen. And I wasn't mad or anything, but I said I was trying to figure out what you were actually trying to say.
Well, basically, they cold call. They don't cold call. They pre.
Right.
What's it called?
And they try to get dirt out of you.
Pre-interview,
Sounds like-
and they just keep talking to you. And
right.
next thing you know, for a second, I wasn't planning on talking about this on the air, and I just mentioned in a little nugget. Who was the guy that used to
Will.
call you? Will. Will's like, what's Artie like? And I'm like, sometimes,
What's Artie like? You've worked with him for a decade.
I slip in. I go, I don't know if we're friends. I said, but sometimes it's like you don't know where you stand with Artie. I don't know what it is. And he goes, a lot of us feel that way.
Oh fuck! What a pussy.
And then it went crazy
Then
on the air. So I
were
called
like, you too.
I thought I was being a
cocksucker.
but I thought I was being a friend to Artie.
No, you were. Patton Oswalt was at Mad TV when I got arrested, and he did the show. And he called me after Will called me, which is what a friend does. Yeah. And and he said, he goes, my God, what happened? He goes, I don't know. He was, did you ever do coke with him? No.
No, but I called you before we went on the air, and I said I have a feeling that they're going to want to talk about this subject because he harped on it.
when that
before we did it.
Is that you were doing your podcast then? I was doing it with you.
Yeah.
And I was like
Back then?
Yeah, I was fixing Joe.
Oh, no, it was a long time ago.
This is really a long time ago.
You guys did it on cassette?
Yeah, we did. We did.
That happens.
We did it on Betamax.
Every 8 weeks, I feel that about Artie.
What? That there's new technology?
We've gone on through 11 evolutions of that.
Listen, you abandoned the group when you got married.
It sounds
I
like
used to live across the street from
I know
Artie.
you told me. You said you were living across the street,
Yeah.
banging.
Yeah, you were right
broads.
over here. Yeah.
You were having the
No,
greatest.
you were living.
life.
No, you was. He was living with the.
My wife.
He said he had the
fun-
greatest life ever.
Well,
and then
me,
you moved
yeah.
to some shithole with fucking Peruvians in a place that you couldn't expect.
You came to that house.
Yeah.
The best story with when I lived across the street from Artie and I was dating my wife and she lived with me is when I this is back when Artie was drinking, and when you would go out with Artie, you would try to drink as much as him. Like
You did? I didn't know that.
I tried to do that.
I would have drunk way more.
And I still I drink more now than I did then. I had no tolerance for alcohol. And we went to some sports bar to watch like a Giants game right here on the corner. And I had like 5 beers, and that's like That's like the most I had ever drank back then. And my wife, I was meeting her to go look at churches to see where we were going to get married. And I fell asleep in the car. As soon as I got in, I just fucking put my head back, out cold.
At 5 beers?
And you even made fun of me. You go, dude, you look like you just came out of an opium den.
I can't believe I ever stopped making fun.
You were dying. You're like, what's wrong with you?
You
I'm
didn't
like,
know
I
it was
don't
5
drink.
beers.
I can't believe I ever just made fun of you until I fell asleep. 5 beers? And you drink, what do you drink now?
I drink bourbon now. I don't really drink
all right.
beer.
Yeah, but
I'm still not a big drinker.
No shots
But
or
compared to then, well, I would say bourbon is a shot when you drink it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you have that at a party? It was like said you were. Well, you remember how I met your wife, right? Remember how that happened?
Whoa.
When I knew about you and her, we even existed as a couple.
No.
See, now I feel I'm a better friend that I remember this. I was playing the improv in Tempe,
Oh, this story.
and I'm by the
That's
pool.
the
I'm by
first time you ever met her?
Yeah, I never
ever?
knew her. And I'm by the pool in Phoenix with Dana at the time, and she was yelling at me like Dice Clay. And Italian girl from Patterson. I needed you for that, Dante. And you came up. I didn't know, out of nowhere. He said, Joe in Phoenix with a chick, and you told me you were moving to San Diego, and you were on your way. And you saw my name at the fucking improv.
I probably called and said, I think we were going to stay over. We were driving cross country, and we stopped, and the
And I was the
Scottsdale area.
But it took till Arizona till you know a comic at a club. You're going out of your way. Zany's is like 40 miles out of the way. Took 8 weeks to get there.
Should we go to Tempe or?
The St. Louis Funny Bone is a quick. What about Mount Rushmore? Yeah, but St. Louis Funny Bone is just as impressive.
How did I end up at your hotel though? Because
Then I told you maybe I'd get you a spot.
Oh, I stayed overnight or something.
Yeah, you did. You stayed overnight.
Yeah, that's right.
Do a guest set for
You gave me a
Slayton.
guest set the next night.
You
Tim
did a
Davis was
guest set.
managing it then.
Right, I remember you did an hour.
Oh, that guy was a nightmare. Do you remember Tim Davis? He
Tim
managed
Davis
stand-up
was
New
the
York.
worst. He was standing New York.
Before
He was a
I think it
cab
was
driver,
before
then
I-
He was
comedy.
6'8". Listen, he would call me up to MC, and I'm the worst MC on the planet. I can't even He was like he talked like a real. He was like looked like Walter Matthau. Talked real low voice, like real curmudgeon. And he was like on Valentine's Day. He goes, "Artie, I don't know why I did this. I emceed Valentine's Day at Stand Up New York, and I see him holding 3 Mylar balloons. He goes, "You got to give this to the chick in the front row and be nice." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to do that." He's like, "Come on." And he got me so mad. I went up and I just said, "Is Jennifer here?" And he got all mad at me, but he would call me up, and I wasn't trying to be arrogant or anything, but he knew I had been on Mad TV for 2 years. I had been in 3 films. I was on a sitcom with Norm Macdonald at the time, and he called me up and he go, "You can MC tonight with 2 hours notice," and I go, "No," and he go, $60.
That's all it took.
I go, I mean, I don't want to be an asshole, but no, I'll give you $100 never to call me.
That's fuck you money, Artie.
I mean, come on, $60. That's the tolls.
Dude, I actually saw Tim Davis once.
What happened to him, by the way? He was in Arizona?
He was managing that club.
He must have fit in there.
That club. And that I remember a comedian on stage. This is like the hackiest line ever. The comedian goes, "Oh, you're sweating like Mike Tyson at a spelling bee." I look over and Tim Davis is on the floor laughing, like it's
And you're like,
the
"I hate
greatest
this
joke
guy.
he's ever heard. I went,
hate this guy
Holy
forever."
shit! This guy books the club.
Do you
gotta
remember
be
him,
kidding.
right?
I hadn't started yet. I didn't start doing comedy till 2000.
This was when he managed at 99-ish.
Yeah, 99.
Yeah.
Like that was just. I heard about him leaving.
Right. He
and-
was the last thing that made it like that club was
Who was the
great
first?
club.
Who was after him? That was the big gay guy, right?
The gay
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck was he?
I know that because he would say $60. No, I went to that guy. That's when I stopped going after the Tim Davis era. Because I was there. I started with Scott Krantz, the angriest guy ever.
He loves you.
Yeah,
Scott Krantz.
No, I
is
like
class.
Scott too, but he was like, he was just really mad. And he had no teeth from heroin. He had no teeth from heroin.
Oh yeah.
And he would always get mad because he was always bored. Like he always, every night, you wouldn't have to say a thing. He would make an argument eventually to himself why he should start doing heroin again. Like you didn't have to say a thing. I don't know. It's been 12 years. I don't know. A list for a club downtown. What am I gonna do? Go there and not do? I don't know. Whatever.
I think he came from a lot of money. That guy.
Yeah, he had a brother. His brother was loaded. Remember, he had an older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I went to his apartment on like 79th and like.
Yeah.
7. It was insane. I
He
was
thought,
like, how do you have
he
this?
does. He comes from money. Yeah, but he told me that he was the guy. He would say the best comedian ever. Pre-Daily Show, the best comedian ever is Jon Stewart. I go, I like Jon Stewart. I go, including Richard Pryor. He goes, yeah. I go, are you trying to start an argument? Like, I said I like him too. He goes, never bombs. I go, okay, well that could make him shitty.
Right.
He said, I'll bet my teeth on it.
No, he bet his teeth a long time ago. I said he's rich. Why don't you get new teeth? Yeah, he was. But if he liked you, he really liked you. He loved to tell. But if you did something on stage and like you was really like honest about how bad you were at something.
I forgot that guy managed a comedy.
He was the first guy at Stand Up New York.
Yeah.
And then Tim Allen came in. Can we find somebody angrier than me?
I guess it's a good sign that, like, I don't know. I used to work a lot more of the clubs back then.
Yeah, that's when Joe Matarese was the fucking Fonz, man.
I worked at
you
every
forget
club.
how cool you were. Come on, I looked up to you. Leather jacket, Philly, come on. Blasting dice poems.
I had Dante attitude then.
You did.
Yeah.
Had the Trans Am.
I think I might
And
have.
then he met a girl named Selexa.
I went to school with her.
Yeah. Well, in your community, it's a different thing. That's the name of a cool chick.
Get your dollar
What's the
bills out.
name of the antidepressant you think?
Selexa, you got it.
I did. Okay, thank you.
I remember a fucking really hot girl that I had sex with. It was a bartender there.
You told
At
me
that
about
Stand Up
Oh
New
my-
York?
Oh my god, this is how, dude. I snuck her in. I was living with a girl in Astoria, Queens. Snuck this girl in and pulled off that I didn't have a girlfriend. There's like girl shit all over the house, and fucked her in my bed. And then 3 days later, I'm about to go on stage at the comic strip.
Yeah.
And the manager goes, Joe, there's a phone call for you. I pick it up. It's my girlfriend screaming at me, I found a blonde hair in our bed. And I pulled a Ray Liotta. I go, you're crazy.
Karen!
I really did. And she believed me.
Karen, put the gun
How did you find that? By the way, you led with the snowblower story?
When you get the blonde hair and you just gotta go, come on.
She said, I found the
Yeah, what
blonde
do you
hair.
say
I
to
found
that?
the blonde hair.
You go.
Leif Garrett played poker.
Leave Garrett play poker in your room.
Mitch Hedberg's teaching me comedy. That is
Just
it.
gotta go, come on.
The blonde hair, my God.
I think I used to have a bit that I said, when you want to when you live with a girl, but you want to have a sex with, I almost went real Italian. When you want to have a sex, when you want to have sex with another girl, I used to say I put police tape off my bedroom, and there's nothing going on over here, like, because all the fucking pictures are fucking girl in. Those were the days, man.
Dennis Rodman told, dead serious, by the way, not kidding, that Carmen Electra found him in bed with a chick. And he told her she fell out of the ceiling. That from upstairs. And we started laughing and we realized he wasn't kidding. What do you mean? He goes, yeah, I tell you, there's a hole in the wall ceiling. I go, what? And she bought it? Goes, yeah, for a little while.
What was the Eddie Murphy bit where he said it wasn't me? I know Artie knows.
When I say I fucked her, I make love to you.
He said something that wasn't me. You got to just deny it.
Yeah, no, it's the
saw your
it's
ass
the
in the
Spock
air.
thing,
Yeah.
the Star Trek thing.
Star Trek?
The mind
meld.
Was he the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
comedian to do that? Because that's like almost a
Oh no,
hacky
Mr.
bit
T,
now.
Mr. T's so stupid you could use the Vulcan mind. Well, you go, that was you. No, it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. Because Eddie Murphy was so talented, he could go from a perfect impression. Wouldn't even have to warm up into like another voice. Because that was so impressive about him.
Right.
That's an example of that. You go, Mr. T's so stupid you use the Vulcan mind. Like, hey, was that you who did that? No, it wasn't me. Maybe it wasn't. Is that what you're talking about?
I remember a whole long bit where he said it wasn't me.
I know it's like
And then
Jedi
you're right,
mind
it went
trick,
into that other
right?
bit.
Yeah.
I fucked her, but I make love to her.
Right.
How you
It's funny.
He was the first one to do the Wendy Liebman cadence.
cheated like a madman.
Yeah. Well, Eddie Murphy, that Bubble Hill place, supposedly, there's stories, a lot of pussy there, man. Give you the story. I know a couple of guys who went to a Bubble Hill party.
Bubble Hill? Was that like a street?
The name of his house in Englewood.
It has a name?
Yeah, but me and my uncle were working construction in Englewood, and I was 88, and I was a big fan of Eddie Murphy. So we said to the guy we were doing construction, Eddie Murphy live around here because it was the town, and he goes, yeah. I go, where's his house? The guy's like an old Walter Matthau type guy too, and he goes, make a right on Johnson Avenue, you'll see it. He goes, how we know what house it is? He goes, you'll know. And you come up to a house like a fucking wall starts, and a gate. There's a big gate, and it says Bubble Hill. And Bubble Hill, I guess he said meant party in the ghetto. I don't know.
Bubble like girls' asses. Maybe.
Bubble Hill,
Bubble
like champagne. You know?
Oh, bubble like champagne.
And it said Eddie in script on the.
Really?
Wow, it's like Graceland.
That's exactly what it was. If you read any article on him, he's an Elvis fanatic.
He doesn't live in Jersey anymore, right? No.
He moved out of Bubble Hill.
Joe's looking at me like I know him.
I don't feel like you know all this shit.
He moved out of Bubble Hill. Will Savins lives on it.
The worst thing is
It says Will Savins.
for the gift bag, he would put his own
Will
music
Sylvans.
CDs in there.
It says Will Sylvans.
It says his first name.
Do you remember when Will used to bring a fucking a door on stage and like act out as
Did
a
a
fucking
plastic
window
thing.
going up?
Yeah, he stole that from Rich Hall.
Yeah, you're right. I remember Rich Hall doing
Rich Hall, he stole that bit from Rich Hall.
Stealing from Rich Hall.
Rich Hall.
Yeah.
He used to do sniglets too.
Sniglets.
Even
All the subtle Rich Hall stuff.
Even the Haitian shit, he stole it from Franz Cassius.
What Haitian stuff does he do?
You know, Will does the whole he's Haitian father.
I love Will. I've talked to him a million times. I can't tell you one word he said.
He does a whole thing about being Haitian.
Right.
But Franz Cassius was the first guy to do the Haitian.
Oh, okay.
Do the Haitian thing, and then he got locked up on a skin beef, and Will took the bit over.
He should do that too. Skin beef.
Yeah.
That sounds funnier.
What's a skin beef?
Sexual harassment.
What's that mean?
Ask Richie at Comic Shop.
Possible.
Can you get it?
Ask
Taking
Bob
some
Wax.
pussy.
Can you get it at Arby's?
Taking some pussy.
Skin beef.
What is it?
I don't know.
Ask Bob Wax.
I like how I'm the only one asking what a skin beef
No, I'm
is.
just
Everyone
saying-
else here is like, oh yeah, skin beef. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, you know,
what it is.
you could guess what it is.
It's like rape, sexual harassment.
Oh, rape.
Yeah.
You want to text you rape somebody?
Artie's mic's cutting in and out.
Yeah, no kidding. They've been doing that forever.
You need a wire?
Really? I guarantee you don't hear any of me on this. It's the
I'll
only.
say my plugs and you can go.
No, it's only we're gonna just hear the snowblower story. I guarantee it.
So you can do a
Are you really
5-year.
mad about that?
No. I love getting busted on.
I'm
I think it's
saying
hilarious.
the sex story is way better.
I agree with you.
All right.
I hate when comedians actually get mad when you rip on them. I feel like as a comedian, nothing should ever offend you ever.
Take it.
Yeah.
You're a
Oh, you got a good line about that. For a movie to offend me, it has to have to say something about my family.
Me. They have to say something about me. And I still don't think it would hurt my feelings.
Well, I cut out a whole Joe Maurice in Beer League. Would you be mad at that?
What?
Break it up.
I just crack on you in Beer League. For like 10 minutes, we cut it out of the movie.
Dude, I'm so narcissistic, I would love it. I'd be like,
What'd you say?
This is great.
You want to do your plugs?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
go ahead.
they all did their plugs.
We can do them again if you want.
You want to do your plugs again?
We have research
That
that
was
the
an hour
average
ago.
the average listener.
That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for the plugs.
Redo your plug, Ryan.
You should do your plugs an hour after a snowblower story.
That's the information you have. You're out again.
I read it wrong.
You're not working again.
It's an hour before.
Yeah.
Snowblower. That wasn't worth it.
That's what Artie's doing with the mic to make it work. Ryan.
Yeah, man. You can find me at rrcomedy.com and hire Matt Reese's kid to shovel your driveway.
He's got a new snowblower.
Am I on?
Happened? No, I'm
I don't
out.
know, nobody's
I'm
there.
We're all out.
We're all
We're
out.
all out.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait,
there we
I
are.
hear.
We're back?
Hello?
We're back. And we're back.
And we're
Yeah.
back.
This is a rare system.
Oh, he had a good one.
We need that HBO money.
Paul
Morrissey.
Morrissey. Paul has a website.com, and I want to see a picture of Artie and Dante's coat.
That's the
Yeah, we
best.
gotta
That
do
coat is the
that.
best.
We got to do that.
I haven't
We
a coat
all
like
should
that.
wear it.
I don't give a fuck. We'll gram it.
What kind of animals?
It's mink.
Oh, no. So
Yeah. Oh, Beige Phillip. Hit me on Beige Phillip and one-on-one consultations at SaveMeDante@gmail.com. Hit me. And crashing. Just found out that the pilot got picked up for HBO. So
All right. If I had a mic that worked, I'd say good night.
If they blink, will they still see
Joe.
you in the pilot?
You didn't,
Dante?
Joe,
Yeah, I'm in it.
You're
I'm in
good.
it.
All right.
Joe, your plugs.
Joe Matarese, come and see me February 13th at the Ritz Theater in Haddon Township, New Jersey, day before Valentine's Day. JoeMatarese.com, you can get the tickets.
Yeah.
Come out.
The snowblower story tonight.
I'll tell